Yo, what is up, people? This is Zero. No, it's late night, so I don't really expect nobody to be here. I'm not going to be planning on being here long, so it'll probably be a very short live. But I would like to do this, and I know this is already. I think it's been maybe about a week or so since I heard about this, but I couldn't just. I didn't really feel like coming on, but even if I wanted to come on and do this, I couldn't. I couldn't do it at that time without like actually, possibly, breaking down and crying. But like, shout out to, I wanted to, not shout out, but more like, hey, Flav, how you doing? More like, remembering, one of my good friends that was on, YouTube. She had, Purple Love, who had actually, passed a week ago. But yeah, I mean, best I don't know what she'd necessarily died from, but it's just random topics. I'm just talking about what I wanted to talk about. Favorite, but surprised you called me. I just kind of did this last minute, but yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. She had passed away, and and I didn't. I mean, I kind of just had somebody, tell me because I didn't know, but do remember the good times we had together. We had a love for Tony Baker and his shenanigans. We always used to share videos about that. But she would come on time to time and make jokes or whatever, joke with each other, but all in good fun. But yeah, I miss her. I remember the good times. So as far as that, I guess we can. I just wanted to give a little bit of a shout out for that. I don't want to dwell on it for too long, but yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, we're gonna put the link on here just in case anybody wants to come up. I wasn't gonna originally do this, but like I said, I'm not gonna be here too long. So, so anybody wants to come up, there's a link right there. But yeah, like, I'm gonna talk about some things I kind of, well, maybe like a couple of things I kind of seen. I remember like a few days ago, I was on this live stream and I was in the chat, moderating like I used to. This sister that like comes on, she was talking with she was interviewing and talking with another sister on her channel, and she get these guys from a certain sector that really don't like women like that. They really, them woman hating men. She has them in her chat. So they'll come by and they'll just say, say all kind of stuff. So pretty much like I'm in the chat and I'm seeing them saying certain things. They ain't getting too out of hand or nothing like that. But at the same time, I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm just like, okay. Okay, they saying certain stuff. They like, using terms to, to diss women, like, come up making up new words like they, out of a Dr. Seuss book or something. I like to call them Dr. Seuss niggas, but that's just me. And I noticed these type of folks with it's coming to words, and they had like this one word for, and it's usually wrong. This is like yeah, and it's a group of black men that do this, but it's really a whole section of men, like it spans across all colors. But I'm gonna talk about the black ones, and pretty much they would they actually had a term for what we call manlets, and I had to ask them what is a manlet, and it was just like I was like when they explained it, I'm like roguish black woman. I had to go back and look it up because I ain't rogue is not a word I use too often, so I had to go back and look it up. But it was just like, and I mean, there's two different types. Like one that's like, say, like a woman who's like undisciplined or no good, and there's another one that's like kind of playful and mischievous. And I know they don't mean the second one. So I was like, yeah, I almost wanted to go in on them right then and there. But I'm like, nah, I'm a mod in this particular, YouTuber's chat, so I'm not gonna go in on them. And this same type of groups are talking about their alpha, but don't really know what the whole alpha and beta thing is. And when I explained to this one brother what it was, like he tried to tell me, oh, when I told him like, the original, the true meaning of the word alpha and beta, alpha meaning the parents and beta meaning the children, which the terms came from wolves. And and when I when I told Nathan, oh, what the alpha's the leader of the pack, I'm like, yes, the parents are the leaders of the pack. When I and the children are the betas, they follow the parents, so that makes sense. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Not hey 12, hey Nicole. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Am I coming in good? Let me know. I don't want to be talking and y'all can't hear me. I just got people in the chat though. You hear me? 'Cause I can. Oh, I don't think y'all hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm just really talking about anything, but I really ain't planning on being here too long. But I mean, I'm just talking about random stuff today. I don't even really have no particular topics. Okay. Uh, yeah, I'm just talking about whatever's on my mind. Uh, yeah, I mean, it is like yeah, pretty much with these type of guys. I can sit there and listen to them. It's like, yeah, y'all clearly don't talk to women. Y'all really don't talk women like that. And I mean, and even before they went completely, crazy, I was just like, I began to see the dudes be talking about, yeah, you know, it'd be like having dudes to my break about the women they get, but y'all spend Saturday nights, y'all spend Saturday nights on a regular hanging with other dudes on the internet. I'm like, I say, yeah. That's why I be like looking and say, yeah, y'all say y'all get women like that. Say y'all, some of y'all lying. Some of y'all are lying. Because if y'all would get women like that, y'all would not be here on a regular, not all night talking with no dudes. I'm sorry. That's just that don't register with me. But hey, what I know, I'm just a nigga on YouTube. But yeah, that's about how much attention I'm gonna giving those niggas. Like matter of fact, 12. Yeah, 12 like public enemy number one on that K that day. I was like, man, I said they going to 12, great. Tell the truth, but they don't want to hear it. They ain't want to hear it. They just like, yep, you're wrong. You're wrong, and because you're a woman, and oh man, and we know better, and we come with logic, and you come with emotion, and and I'd be like, dudes that we talk about coming with logic, I'd be like, y'all some of the most illogical niggas that I know. But talking about these women are emotional. No, y'all are emotional. There's nothing wrong with being emotional. I mean, like ain't nothing wrong being logical. Just don't be trying to be doing both. But when I hear dudes talking about like, you're being illogical, trying to gaslight somebody. It's like y'all are the most emotional folks out there. And then on top of that, the women that you're talking to are more logical than y'all. So I just kind of see like, okay, and I just kind of see like when I hear women like, hey, well, I'm dating that's on my race. I'm like, I get it. I don't, like I'm not supported or being against it, but I get why they say it because it's like women onto the coming onto the platform, one to support you and show solidarity, and then the moment they get on there, you instantly turn on. I mean, who wants to be around it? Hey, what I know, I'm just nigga on YouTube. Nigga on the internet, but yeah, yeah, and and another thing I just kind of just found out like the track star Jakari Richardson. I just recently found out that she that they taking away her record because they found weed in the system. And I'm thinking like, why? I mean, y'all didn't take away Michael Phelps records when he got caught with weed in his system. Matter of fact, got caught smoking weed. But I guess because you know, and y'all don't want to see black folks breaking records, which is why like when Simone Biles did moves that no one else could do. Y'all changed the rules, so those moves couldn't count, which is ridiculous. 'Cause I'm like, come on, well, because nobody else is doing them, we can't count them. I'm like, ain't that the whole point of doing competing, do stuff that people can't do? All right, looks like we got a guest coming up on here. Ladies and ladies and gentlemen, we will welcome Fable Lily.
Hello, good morning.
All right.
Good morning, good
Yeah.
morning, good morning
Oh,
to
okay.
you. What's
Okay,
going
I think
on?
I'm good. I was like, I didn't hear you say, but I like accidentally turned my volume all the way down.
Oh, good
All right.
morning to you.
Yeah,
Yes, good morning. What's
I'm
going
doing well.
on?
Just chilling. Like matter of fact, this is like the first time we're live in I don't know how long.
Oh, okay. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Good morning, 12 years. Good morning, misunderstood. Good morning. Who else came in here? Oh, that's it. Okay. All right, good morning to everyone that's in the chat. Fable Lily here. How's everybody doing? So, I came up here, just because I couldn't sleep. I saw you live, so I basically got you on the bell.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
You like
Yeah.
you like Janet Jackson, like you don't really get no sleep.
Mm-mm. You don't really get no sleep. Mhm.
I do like that
I,
J. Cole version of
oh, really? You got
yeah.
a version of No Sleep?
Huh? No, I mean, like the current version has one with Janet Jackson with J. Cole featuring on it. That's awesome.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
mean, because the original version had her on it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think most people don't remember the original version. They just remember the one now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
so so I got 3 more weeks on my ankle fracture. They gave I just well, today is the third, so yesterday the second, when I went to the orthopedics or the pediatric or whatever you want to call it. Um I went to them the 2nd of July, and they said that it's still swollen, which is, but it's not as bad as the first time it got fractured, but it's it's kind of healing. It went it the swelling went down a lot, but a little bit of the swelling is still there because it's a slow process, and the crack of the bone is still there, but it's going to take some time for that to heal. Then the fracture itself, like the swelling and stuff like that, because swelling is just nothing but the muscle, and because you got all the fluid and all that other stuff, and
Yeah.
I got to keep it elevated.
Well,
Yep.
you on that road recovery, as long as you keep getting that workman's comp.
Yeah, they giving me workman's comp, so they actually have me working, but it's a sit down job. So what's gonna happen is I can't walk, I can't drive, I can't stand or anything like that, I mean, it's difficult to do anything because I'm used to working and running around and cleaning up and doing all this other stuff while I'm out. Like, I'm driving everywhere. It's just I guess, despite the fact that God told me it was time for me to sit my ass all the way down, you know what I'm saying? So this is what he did. He set my ass all the way the fuck down. So cause I just, man, I'm like, man, I can't wait to get off my feet. I can't wait to get off my feet. Cause when I tried standing on my feet yesterday, it was still swelling. It was still hurting. I couldn't even and the doctor was like, nope, don't stand on it. Don't stand on it. and that's what's going on. It was like it's a slow process. You cannot rush this because what's going to happen is you're going to make it worse, and you're going to have to get it operated on.
Yeah, I mean, like it's the thing about life is you get like,
Mm,
unexpected things happen, and it might seem better first, but it might just be
mm,
a blessing in disguise. It's just like kind of like this whole pandemic.
right.
It's kind of like this whole pandemic when I lost my
Mm,
my restaurant job for it, which I was like I was
mm,
upset. I was upset for a minute, and then
mm,
and then like I found another job where I was getting paid, but getting paid like a little
yeah.
better. And then eventually I found the job I had now, which had not been a pandemic, I probably would not have had not
Mm,
even had that job. I mean, I might have still probably would have ended up making a little bit more, but probably been a little different.
mm,
But I probably would still been at that job. But it's just like now I'm at a job like I get paid better. I get a lot of freedom. Almost like almost to the
mm,
point like where nobody tells me to do. And and on top of that, I can take a break anytime I want to for long periods of time. So like you see me,
mm.
cutting the chats talking like during the week, late night. I'm on break.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, have you ever had a fracture?
No, no, I have not that I know
Mm. Okay.
of. I mean, the only thing I would probably say I kind of had was like a dislocated shoulder, and I was able to pop that back in. So, and
Okay.
I remember like the last time I did it, it was like just hurt for a while, and I was like, man, I said, yeah, no, it didn't feel right. And then I think I remember going to this expo. It was like this person, like she was
Mm.
doing like this kind of
Mm.
healing thing called like
Yeah.
I think it was called integrative something. And like, I didn't have the money, so I'm like, yeah, I can't buy it. She's like, well, I'll give you a little sample. So she did some on my arms. I didn't say nothing what was going on with it. Okay. I mean, she was just kind of like, did some on my arms. It was like, as I know, like, oh man, it feels like nothing to it. I mean, it's kind of pay what you doing, but it was like, whatever it
Oh,
worked.
okay.
I was like, I mean, like she was just giving me a little sample of what it was. I was like, oh, wow, okay, I needed that apparently. And I was like, my
Yeah.
shoulder felt like it never even, had any, had nothing to it. I was like, okay.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, that's like happens sometimes. Like, you, you sometimes you find help in unexpected places. So
Yeah. And the thing about this fracture that I have, any fracture period though, um, what you finna talk about? Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
who you
Oh,
talking at? Yeah,
salute. Oh, I didn't see 12 Ville's thing in here. Salute, Fable, and Misunderstood. I salute you, honey. But the thing about a fracture is it's worse than something that's broke because you can't. I mean, it's easier to heal the crack or like something that's broke. It's easier to like heal that. because you gotta have it operated on, and then you gotta get something that's some people get their stuff drilled in to make sure it stay and all that other stuff. But they say a fracture is worse than the cracks and stuff like that, because it's hard for that to heal. And the orthopedics was telling me the fracture that I have, they the crack in there can actually probably heal through the muscle or whatever like that, whatnot, because it's very, very hard. So it's gonna take some time. So basically he's saying this process can take up to 2 to 3 to 4 months.
Mm.
And I wasn't even expecting stuff like this. I wasn't even expecting it. I mean, I have to keep my whole leg elevated. I mean, it's basically like what is I got 3 more weeks, so this whole 2 weeks that just passed is over. So my third week is just beginning. It's starting Monday. It's going to be the third week, a whole full 3 weeks. So I got 3 more weeks to go. Yep, because it's
Well,
slow. You know.
well, I say this, like, like this is, I mean, even though you got like 3 weeks, or just sitting there keeping it elevated. I'm like, well, these are like
Hmm.
3 weeks. You can flex and do things you probably maybe
Hmm.
neglected to do while you when you were busy moving around. So,
Right.
'cause I mean, once you get back to work, I mean, I'm sure you may be used to it, but I'm like, pretty sure you'll be like, man, wish I could have another week or so.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I wish I can at least have a whole week off while I'm on workers comp, even though workers comp is okay. But when you're on medical, okay, there's a difference between workers comp and being on medical. Being on medical, they send you home, and you don't work or anything like that when you're out on medical. So basically they only pay you at least like about $400 a week. But when you're on workers comp, you're basically when workers comp is when you're getting injured at work,
Yeah,
and they'll do anything to at least, well, some workers comps keep you home or whatever, but some will keep you at work or whatever. But they got me at a sit down job, which is okay because I have to elevate my foot, to get that fluid and
yeah,
all that stuff, to get rid of that so it can, like, because it's swollen pretty bad. It is. It's swollen pretty bad. You know, but they pay you more on workers comp. It's just like coming to work.
yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what that is.
Yes, I said, with my work, one of my homies had been smart enough to get injured at work instead of like on a basketball.
Yep.
I was thinking like you over there playing. I said, best round got his ankle. I don't know if he fractured or sprained or something, but it was something where he couldn't he couldn't go to work. He was out, couldn't go to work, couldn't get no workman's comp. So now you hurt and you can't make no and you can't get no money. I was like, I
And
mean,
right, right,
yeah,
right.
I mean, like, I know, like, after he came back, I kind of made a joke. I said, "Oh man," said somebody broke your ankles,
Yep.
But I was like, yeah. And I think Rory was like saying, like, man, you stupid. You should have got hurt. You think you'll get hurt? Get hurt at work.
Mm.
Um,
And then speaking of that injury, with you was talking about that basketball thing. One of my
yeah.
coworkers, uh, this was this is Saturday. This Thursday. She told me that her son is in a cast, I think, on crutches or like in a boot or whatever. And I'm like, really? And she was like, yeah, he was playing basketball and he had a fracture. So I'm like, are you serious? And she was like, yeah. But I said, how's he playing basketball? Because he's not in college playing basketball. Because a lot of regular NBA basketball players and college basketball players, you know how they jump so high that they gotta watch where they jumping, and then when they step down, they foot go up. I've seen that multiple times though. I've seen that. I remember a video I saw. This was during a college. They had on green. I think the drawings on there was like the jerseys. They was like a four leaf or something like that. I don't know. But this guy jumped so high that I think he actually, when he made it into the basket, his whole leg, like just disoriented. Like it was when he jumped down on the ground, it was so zigzaggy,
I mean, dislocated.
and that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, them dislocated. Dislocations be kind of
Mm-hmm.
weird. And I mean, they not fun. I mean, you can pop back in, baby. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it hurts. I think I remember having that happen like once or twice, like just playing football with friends, something like that. And that, that thing was hurting until I
Mm-hmm.
could pop it back in. Till I could
Yeah.
pop back in, yeah. It's like so much pain. So you can pop it back in, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
but yeah, like did you oh yeah, but did you hear about I don't know, do you know who Shakari Richardson is?
Chicago Richardson.
Shakari Richardson. She was she was like the sister who broke the record for that track.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Really? Now what's going on with her?
They,
I
they
think
they said
they've been
they
down
said that,
shaming her.
yeah they say they taking away her rate because they found weed in the system. Which I said
What? No, hold on. Yeah,
yeah,
I heard about that. I
yeah.
was
I'm
so
like
pissed off.
yeah I'm like hold up, like y'all take away her record for that. Y'all didn't take away Michael Phelps' record when he was caught smoking weed.
I was so
He,
pissed off about that because you got a lot of these NBA boxers, fighters, you got all them taking steroids like it ain't nothing, and these people winning on this stuff. But she basically had marijuana, which is legal in America, in her system. That's not a drug. Drugs.
I mean, it's legal in certain states.
No, no, no. She said it herself, and somebody else even said it on the shade room because I saw it. They said that her behind that she even stated that it's marijuana. It's different types of marijuana. It can be the healthy kind, and then it to help the stress and loosen up or something like that. That's
She
that's
might,
what that is.
Well, I don't know if she smoked it, but if she wasn't smoking it, she probably had that CBD oil then.
Yeah, she wasn't. It doesn't even look like she's a smoker because let me
Yeah,
tell you something. My fiance does marijuana and he doesn't smoke. He don't smoke. He does that ventilator shit. That uh not through not that vapor where you smoke it like a cigarette, but that other stuff where you smoke it through whatever that thing is. That's that's what she probably did because she don't smoke. He don't smoke either, and he don't even like cigarettes.
yeah, yeah. I
So
mean, yeah. But like, even if she did, even if she did smoke, it's like that's kind of hypocritical that you take away her records. But like Michael Phelps can keep all his records and all that, and he was called for the same thing. I was like,
wow.
I
But
mean,
you see how racist that is though. That's white privilege right there though. And
I mean, I mean, I mean, I mean,
how you gonna take away somebody's records and you got all these that's just like R. Kelly and them being in jail and you got all these other people, these in quotations in commas, quotations or whatever. These people who is scot free. They getting off scot free raping all these little girls and being pedophiles and all this other type of stuff. See, that's
you
what
better.
really kills me on this shit. I'm
Well, you gonna
sorry,
get you
excuse
gonna
my
get my shit.
language.
You gonna get my channel shit anyway. I say YouTube anyway, but yeah, I don't like the R word, the P word. I don't. They ain't protected on this platform.
But
But
you know what? Okay,
but
excuse my language.
but you
I'm sorry about that.
but if you but if like that's kind of like how they did Simone
Mm.
Biles, like when she did a movie that nobody else could do, so they started changing the rules, saying that, oh well, she can't do it, we can't count it because nobody else can do it. Well, that's the whole point of competition. And even with like Carissa Shields, like she was undefeated boxing, and then when the MMA won her first match, but that no one's putting that out there, like that. And I'm just like, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, it just seems like they have like a bias. Like, not just like black people, but it seems like they going more with black women now. Because before they would go hard on black men. Now it seems like they just shifting it towards black women now, like in like these sport events. Because I'm like, yeah. Like even even with the fact that they said that she had weed in the system, I'm like, maybe weed kind of slows you down, like as far as I know about it. So the fact that she still had that in her system and she still did what she did, like that itself like speaks volumes.
You know what? And let me tell you something about this. And sorry for cussing on your platform. My bad.
Oh, you good?
it when I get mad and upset about something like that, I get pissed off and I cuss.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I'm
So
not. I'm not mad
so
about you. I just didn't want to snatch a scream like out of like that.
no,
That's all. I really don't care.
yeah, because yeah, that subject shouldn't even brought up in the first place because I knew I was gonna go off on that subject because I've read it earlier, and I don't want to say any like nationality whatever they call them on there. I don't want to say black people. I don't want to say white people. I don't want to say all that other stuff. I just have a lot of basically respect for all that, but those type of privileges like that, it's not fair for people to get their stuff taken away, and it's not fair that certain people can keep their stuff and keep winning and been winning and still is winning and been doing it for years. It's still getting their trophies and stuff like that. But when it came to this woman Who was the fastest woman right now in the doggone world? Get her stuff taken away? Really?
But the interesting thing about it, they still letting her do team events. So I'm like, I said, I said, what's the point of that if y'all saying y'all disqualified her for disqualifying her record, but y'all still letting her do the team event?
I call bull crap on that. I really call bull crap on that. They did she all let me tell you something. She all over the internet and everybody, our brothers and sisters is supporting her. They rooting for her. And they
Yeah,
very proud of it. And they cannot stand that. I'm telling you, they cannot stand the fact that this woman, and you already know what I'm talking about, and I'm not about to put this on no platform, on your platform.
I mean,
They,
I already got to talk about it anyway, but
yeah, but this this woman, I mean, she got our brothers and sisters and they kids, even the children, the generation, the next generation is looking up to this girl. Her, what's that lady named Gabby or something like that?
Gabby Douglas.
Yeah, her and that Michael Phelps looking girl. Well, she beat Michael Phelps. Looked like she beat Michael Phelps.
I
And
don't
what she
know.
do, but you know what is but do you see our people coming up trying to reach their goal and reach their career and do what you love, you know? I mean, it's hey, how you doing, Vondi? Good morning.
Avon.
But
Uh,
but it's I mean, everybody is rooting for them. Our brothers and sisters is rooting for them. And despite the fact that some of them cannot stand it, that's like, let me tell you something, that's like on TikTok. Because they're complaining. Let me tell you something. They're complaining right now. Did you hear about that? They on TikTok. You know you know our people is boycotting TikTok.
yeah, I see. Yeah, I see that, but TikTok just as bad as YouTube.
Oh yeah, they just as bad.
I mean,
They just as
I mean,
bad.
I'm just like, this at this point, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, of course there is some stuff against us, but it's like nowadays, like if you're not a part of a group that like, that's favored, you you just gonna get treated any kind of way. Like, I mean, it don't even matter like, your skin color. Not nowadays. Like is it still there? Yeah, it's still there. Like,
Mm,
racism, which really racism is just really just a symptom of elitism, because elitism is a lot worse, because elitism, it's like you ain't in that group,
mm, no, let me
Yeah,
tell you
but
something. It's about power, and it's about I'm telling you that
I mean,
that
that's what leaders is. Like if the elites have the power. So it's like, it's like they look at anybody who don't have the power. So it's like you ain't belonging to
mm,
that group. You don't matter. I mean, that's like when I be saying, like,
mm,
like white people who are not, who are not, like, part of that group, who had like this racist attitude. I say, you do know that the leads don't like you either, right? Because you ain't in
mm.
that group. So you over here, doing
So
what they
that's a
want you
slap
to
in the
do.
face. That's
Yeah, they
basically a
don't.
slap in the face.
Yeah, they don't like you either. So it's like, yeah, it's like they,
Oh,
they, make, they make you think that they do by trying to do little stuff for you. But it's like,
yep.
but if you go against them, they'll take all that away, and you'd be like, oh, this is so
Mm.
unfair and all that. Yeah, because
Yeah,
because it never
It's
was, it
unfair
never
for
was.
y'all, but not for us because it ain't our fault that we was some of us was raised right and achieved the goals. And you know, our parents raised us as independent people and wanted to go our ways and stuff like that. But see, some people. it was living in rich neighborhoods, and they whine over little stuff like, oh, we've been through so much. No, y'all no, y'all haven't been through so much. How in the world y'all been through so much when poverty and low class and homeless people and stuff like that have to struggle to get to where they are? I mean, they worked hard for it. I mean, it's so
Mm.
terrible on the other side because the grass is not always green, and everything that turns into diamonds ain't always diamonds. You know,
Yeah, and
and they don't
yeah,
understand that. This is what made me mad though. What made me mad though was you got someone who complaining about, oh, you that's offensive when you telling me that I haven't been in your shoes and stuff like that. Y'all haven't been in our shoes. You only know our name, not our story. You don't know what's the background story because you only judging people by the book. If you know what I'm saying.
yeah. It's just like when I like talk about stuff like this, I try to keep it all the way, balanced. Like,
Mm,
yeah. Yes, they're racism, yes, but not every black person experience like the same level of racism.
mm,
It's just like when you be seeing like somebody like, oh yeah, I'm so woke and all that, and be talking about like, oh yeah, it's so racism, and probably barely even experienced racism. It's about, oh, police brutality, probably never had an encounter with the police that would have been even considered close to police brutality, and you living like in the and time I'm down for the community, but you live in the white neighborhood. Like
mm,
I'm just like, go sit down some. I'm like, go sit down somewhere. I mean, it's like it's just like, yes, is there racism? Yes, but sometimes I be seeing black folks call stuff racism. Like, come on, that ain't racism. Calm down. Everything ain't
mm.
racism. Everything,
Right.
everything, everything is not racism. I mean, sometimes just it might be just you, or maybe you just when they were talking about, oh well, they got the job because they're white. It might be, but sometimes it might be just because they better qualified than you. Think about that, or I mean, it could be other factors. But I mean, sometimes it's not always that way. And I just
Mm,
when I see that, I'm like, yeah. I mean, sometimes, yeah, okay, I can see that, but then other times be like, okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure I probably had supposed to get mad at me when I put my thoughts on that Micaiah Brown thing. When I kind of seen the video, I was like, yeah, she had I mean, like this girl came out with a knife and like was trying to get at me, well, trying to get at this girl, and like from what it looked like, because like Dawson didn't just immediately go out and start shooting. He pretty much, tried to, to have her, put down a knife or whatever. And it looked like she was about to stab this girl. And, unfortunately, the
mm,
girl, the girl lost her life, but the girl that was getting stabbed got saved, which I'm like, and I heard black people like explain this to me, oh, well, she's in the false. I was like, what's that got to do with anything? She, I mean, she obviously tried to kill. I mean, it looked like she obviously, from what it looked like she was about to stab this, and the officer did his
mm,
job, but now the officer lost his job for doing what he do his job his best ability in that moment. Now, I mean, like they was like, oh, well, you could have did this and did that. Well, what could he have done? Because I mean, he wouldn't have been able to run fast enough to stop her from getting stabbed. Like
mm,
I'm just saying, but it's just like it's kind of funny, like when it's like when I say certain groups, like if you're black and you hold, let's say you black, you hold conservative views, you're considered a sellout, you a traitor, you hate yourself, it'd be like all kind of things like that. But if you're a black person liberal, you good. Or like if it's like you're You know, if you're a person, if you're a black person with the the Arabic community, then you know you're protected. If you
Mm,
speak, if you say anything is say anything negative about them that they don't like, you know, or go against whatever agenda they pushing, you're you know you're considered a you consider a basher. You hate those folks, or if you're in that community and you go against what agenda they go on that, then you're excommunicated from the community.
right.
So it's I mean it's just like there's these groups I hear and I'm like people be thinking like it's so simple, but
Mm,
it's like it's more to it which they it is. You know, you think like oh it's just as simple as black and white. I'm like no, it ain't.
mm,
It's about like what group you in. You know, if you
right.
if you don't fall in line with that group doing, you're a target.
Yep. And
And I
it's
just
always about these groups, these cliques, these circles, these amigos, amigas, and all that other type of stuff. I ain't got no circle. I ain't
I
want
don't
to be in
either.
nobody's circle. I ain't got no clique. I don't want
I
no
don't
clique.
either. I don't
None of
either.
that. So I go my direction and you go your direction. If you want to go, if this person want to go in their direction, they can go around the hill because it's gonna lead them right into the wrong direction or no direction at all. So it's your pick. I'm going the other way because I've been like that all my life. I've always went the other way. I've always, but when I was younger, I used to follow my oldest sister, and she wound up going her direction. But as soon as I got older, my mother, she taught us how to be independent people. I just started going my own way. I'm like, oh, really? So this is what y'all doing now? I'm going this way. Bye.
I mean, I mean, me, I was kind of been my you know, my own person. I always been kind of different. Like even I mean, I think like when I when I when I seen like what it's like to be a part of like the popular crowd, I was like, hey man, it's boring. I'm just gonna be by
Mm-hmm.
myself. I mean, cause like you know, being a part of like the cool kids, it's just boring. Like you know, you see like the cool kids, they boring. They don't have nothing interesting to talk about. They talk about
Mm-hmm.
the same thing or talk about what's you know like just what's popular. I'm like, okay, yeah, y'all have nothing interesting, but it'd be like you know. People, you know, it'd be usually be the ones that have the most interesting stuff. Be like the people that be considered like the outcasts or the geeks and all that. You know, they'd be fun as folks.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but think about it, I've always been like, you know, being being like being independent. Like I remember like even high school, like I would, you know, I was not the popular kid, but I wasn't the unpopular kid either. I was kind of like in the middle. Like I hung with all the groups, but I didn't wasn't a part of any of the groups.
Yep.
It's like people knew me, and people don't. But I wasn't, you know, popular or unpopular. So that's kind of like how I did it. But yeah, I just don't like. Yeah, I just never like clicks like that, especially on YouTube. Like, okay, every time like you know, a group getting together, it'd be like every time you know, they'll form up and they'll start, and it seem like you know, it'd be good, and then they get to the point where they'll start, you know, forming groups to talk about the people, and then it's like if you don't, then it's like you got to be on their side. And if you're not on their side, they'll tell you you got to pick a side. You know, especially if you're cool with both sides. You know, and you'd be like, oh, well, if you're not on this side, then you know, you got to pick a side. And I'll just be like, when I look at folks that tell me pick a side, I'm like, oh, I'm pick a side. I'm pick my side. So you know, y'all both go f yourselves. I'm gonna go my way. Hey, kid, how you
Mm-hmm.
doing? Uh,
Mm-mm-mm.
but yeah, that's I mean that's kind of how I've been. Like I mean I just say too many of these groups like you know they seem like you know they're cool and then the moment then like the moment you not you don't do what they want you to do or something like that, then they turn on you. So I'm like, yeah, I
Mm-mm-mm.
could care less about a group.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, Ken,
How
all
you
is
coming,
well with me.
Andy? Yeah, I mean it be like that sometimes, but you know what? And I've been hearing so much about the in quotations the industry when you becoming a star, when you become anything, anything famous on TikTok, movie star, singer, all that other type of stuff. They sign contracts too when you got to do what they say, and because the industry is nuts, and people try to tell other people if they want to be famous and stuff like that, they want to get to where they are. I'm like it. All that fame and fortune and it, they ain't even worth your life. I mean, it ain't even worth a squirrel's fart if you ask me,
I
because
mean,
that seemed like something in a plant and where I work at. You know what I'm saying?
at this point, like, it's like people don't even really even need the industry at this point because you get the fame by yourself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can get all that by yourself. But I'm like people because like the industry done been here a while. Like people still kind of cling on
Mm-hmm.
to it. But even then they losing they kind of they grip on things. So I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, well,
Mm-hmm.
y'all can do it and then have them take control of all your money. Then you got to try to you got to try to figure out a way to get through it. And it's like and like think about it, it's just like even when you get out of it and you figure out you start getting on your own, start really doing stuff, that's when they come at you. I mean, have you ever seen Kwame Brown? They coming
Mm-hmm.
hard at him. He he's on his own and he's not controlled by anybody. But they try to make it about like, oh, this is just my basketball. You just hurt. And I was like, no, no, no. If you were to pay attention, no, that's not what it is. And I didn't like it with like Stephen A. Smith, who never played in the NBA, but it's allowed to be on TV dissing black men or black people every chance he get. And I'm just like, you ever talk about Kwame like how he's a bust and how he can't play, but he made the NBA. I think he was in there for a while. Where's your NBA career? Kwame made it.
Right.
Even if you say he wasn't that good or whatever, he made it to NBA.
Mm.
You didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like Kwame had like Stephen A. Smith so flustered that he did like a whole like little special for him and everything like that. And I was thinking like I said you tell like his gender right there because I'm like what's in it? I mean, ESPN never done like a whole whole little segment, on at least not on on that platform to talk about to address a certain, uh person on that channel. So it's like, you put it, you did just to talk talk crap about black men, black athletes. So it's like, okay, cool. You expose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we already knew, but you confirmed it by doing that. I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. That's what you know, he like getting that getting that money. I'm like, hey, that's how you want to make your money. Hey, hey, you do what you do. I just hope you can look at that mirror every day and like
Yeah.
what you see.
Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just like that. that whole industry thing is like weird. Even to be like a, a singer or a rapper, like it's like you don't know the contracts, like, but you don't know how to like do business in there. Like it's really hard to get control of your music. Like I heard like with like a lot of the rappers and singers, like I think like a lot of contracts have been like where like you only start making some money until like your fifth or sixth album or something like that. And I'm like, wow. I mean that's like
Oh,
what that's like Cat Williams be like saying, like he said some of these rappers I had be platinum and broke. That's what he meant. Like, yeah, he said, yeah, you see him out here showing out or whatever, but they ain't got no money. Like that's all the studios paying for. The Breaker was paying for
right.
all that.
Von D saying, "Hey, Karma." That's cute, Karma Candy. That's cute. I like that name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to write down all my records and stuff so they won't do a sidetrack on me or something. Because if they try anything funny at work, I can actually sue them and call OSHA.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, like people don't know about like OSHA. I'm like, yeah, you can. I say, yeah, you can call OSHA. Yeah, that's what you should do. Like, yeah, keep a record on that. Then like, yeah, have OSHA
Hmm.
come in there, and then if they try to retaliate, you can sue.
Who tried to
So,
retaliate me? You
I,
talking about
I, 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 the
manager?
company. Yeah.
Yeah.
If the company try to do some kind of retaliation, you can have OSHA have a lawyer, like, fight for you and, and sue them. And, like, company ain't gonna be trying to go through that long, trial process. So they probably settle out anyway. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm on workers' comp right now. They can't have me walking around and standing around. I can't even drive. I'm gonna tell them either if because I'm driving with Eric, my fiance. I'm driving with him, and look, either he gonna take me to work or he's going to stay home, and I have to stay home as well because what he got to do because I can't drive. Either y'all gonna keep me home or y'all gonna have me doing a sit down job while he picks me up and drops me off at home.
Right.
Because y'all can't sit up here and change my hours and to tell me that I'm going on a shift. No, 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 no. I don't think so.
Right.
So they can't they because and this is exactly what my mother-in-law was saying to me anyway because that this is what they're going to wind up doing anyway, but they're not going to be sending me on no A shift. They're not going to send me on A shift. They're not going to send me on no C shift. They're not going to be switching me around because what what's going to happen is my fiance is not going to be doing all that ripping and running around, all that pressure and stuff on me. Cause I'm not about to do that. I'm not on no dog. I can understand that I'm on workers' comp and they're probably trying to do anything in their power to do whatever, but I I'm going to be staying on my shift. And if y'all don't like it, y'all can keep me home. I do not care. I don't.
Right. Yeah. And and it's really surprising how many people don't know like their rights in the workplace. So it's like when companies start doing anything against them, they didn't know, like, something wrong was done to them. So they just so they're like, man, ain't nothing I can do. They did this and that. Like, there's stuff you can do, you just didn't know it. And like, think about this, like every workplace they put like the whole thing of what your rights are as a worker because they have to, and everybody walks past it every day. It'd be like a big sign right there telling you all your rights as a worker, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
he would just walk right by it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty.
even though it ain't like a huge sign, but it's there. Nobody really pays
Right.
attention to it, but it's right there, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like you just read that piece of paper right there, it would save you so much time. Because
Yep.
I could, I remember had like one job where like well, I mean the job the full last job I had for that one I was doing like some manufacturing and and it was like a job like where like the Mexicans or the Spanish or whatever you want to call them were
Mm-hmm.
were the ones running things and were well I mean well yeah were very racist towards the black people and the supervisor they had was extremely racist with black people like had black people working the hardest and it was just like I was like oh I mean and they'd be like man, oh well do you working? I said why you get break no let's keep working no I'm like, no, I mean, especially if we keep working, then you don't even let us get off early, but everybody else done gone and got off already, but you want us to keep working. Like, nah, it'd be like sometimes like, nah, I'm gonna go on break, cause you over playing, and be like,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and I wish you would try to, make us take a break. I'd be like, I get OSHA over here.
Yep. I get
Yeah,
ocean. And if they still trying to do that bull crap, making moves and stuff like that, I'm suing them. I'm getting a lawyer because
right.
I'm not. I can understand that they're going to try and find a way and say, "Oh, she was wearing the wrong shoe." First of all, I wear these shoes every doggone day, and if you the only one that's looking at what I'm wearing, you need to be checking everybody that's working up in here because some of them, believe it or not, be wearing flip flops with socks up in there on their at their workstation. So don't sit up here and try to blame it on me because I had a they because this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to think. They're trying to find some way to blame it on me because they do treat you like a doggone criminal and they do treat you like a doggone criminal. But first off, they the one of the witnesses up and there was one of my coworkers and she I was already on the doggone floor because what happened was I was carrying some supplies and I couldn't see the stairs while I was going over to like the what's the name. So so somebody wound up lying and said I went up the stairs and I wound up falling. Like really? No, I fell down the stairs. I didn't fall up. No, how in the world can you fall up the stairs and break your ankle? That I don't understand that. You
I don't
know.
know. I don't know unless you like in space or something like that. Maybe that's possible, but we're not in space. We're on planet Earth where gravity don't work
Hmm.
like that.
No, gravity don't work like that.
Unless you some kind of superhero like a levitate or something like that.
Right.
Otherwise I can't really see that actually being possible.
Hmm. But I guarantee you, them people is on some bull crap. But the plant doctor told me, well, we try keeping people here as because at home some of them like get stressed out and everything. And what she told me was a lot of people when they retire, they some of them commit suicide because working was all what they had in life, and in life they that's all they had was work. because it was surrounded by people, and there was nothing that they could do at home and all this stuff. I'm like, because I'm like, well, don't sit up there and compare that to me because I got over 800 people in my family. That ain't nothing new.
And like when especially plants try to treat you like a slave and all that, but like thing about it is like I don't like. I remember with worked at one plant like where like there's this woman that got hurt on the job and she couldn't even get workers comp because that plant didn't provide it. So
Wow,
so like
really?
pretty much she got hurt. She missed work and she ain't getting no kind of payment for it. So it's no compensation for it. So
And
I'm
that's
like
funny. That's funny you said that because one of my previous co-workers that worked with my fiance, she said that some girl that that's working by her broke her ankle and she fractured it. So what happened was, she a newer person there, and they gonna treat her like dirt. So what
yeah
happened is they gave her workers comp, and she's supposed to be off for doing a sit down job or something. But they got her over there, and I think it's either like the material or like pick and pack or something. And they got her standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, and she not supposed to be standing up. She not supposed to be walking. She not supposed to be driving. None of that. And you know what happened? She about to get operated on next week. And
yeah.
oh yeah, and my previous team leader, let me tell you what happened to her. So what happened to her was okay, she I did the same. Well, our differences is way different, but her injury was like worse. So what happened was she walked out of the booth, right, and and it's some stairs where it's not concealed all the way when you go down, because when you're going down those stairs on the outside of the booth, there is like where you can get your feet stuck down there, or like your shoestring. And what happened was her shoe wound up getting caught in the back of the stairs, and she wound up falling and twisting her ankle. And I'm telling you right now, they thought she was bull crapping, and when she wasn't bull crap, they had her walking around back and forth, and she been off every 2 days out of the week because of her ankle. And what happened was it got worse, and she had to get it operated on. And ever since she got it operated on, she ain't been back for 3 years.
Yeah, man, yeah, I mean, that's like something she could have sued them for if she had known
Uh huh.
her rights. Because I'm like, I said the fact they still, tried to, they made her come and do all that, even though she was hurt. Like, nah,
But
I mean,
no, but you know what? But you know what, Zero? She worked there for a long, long time, and they treated her like, oh, she never come to work. Oh, she never do this.
oh
Oh, she
yeah,
never
yeah,
do that. They claim she was one of them people who never shows up at work because she's always off and whatever. But I don't even care about all that, because if she got something to do on her days off or something, that's fine, because everybody else be doing the same doggone thing, and they be abusing FMLA. They abuse all their little days or whatever, trying to make up what they can to take a day off. So they the same way. They no different with their hypocritical behind. So
yeah.
so the thing is, I couldn't stand the fact that they treated her like a piece of dirt in the ground, like they stepped on and spit on, because she's off for 3 years now. And who knows if she retired without telling nobody, or quit, or still on medical and still getting paid and all this other type of stuff. Who knows? You know?
I mean, that's I mean, like I said, like like this same job. I remember like the way I was working. I could, I was pretty much doing two or three people jobs for like the same salary. I remember one time my supervisor he asked a favor, like asked me like to work two lines,
Mm,
which I was doing very well,
mm.
easy. But then I think I went to the bathroom because I had to go and all the lines were cool. So I knew I could, go there and then just come back later when I
Mm.
can. And it was like as soon as I came out of the bathroom, like supervisor out there waiting on me, like standing there waiting on me,
Mm.
say, yeah, asking me everything all right. So yeah, everything cool.
Mm.
Then I went back out of lines again, did what I had to do, whatever. And then I had to go to the
Mm.
bathroom again, but like make sure everything was straight before I went there. Went there again, and he was talking about, oh, what you doing? You're being lazy, whatever. Like what? I said,
Mm.
man, I had to go to the bathroom, whatever like that. So after he started going off like that, it's all right, cool. No more favors, no more doing two or three for jobs. I'm doing the
Yep.
bare minimum. I'm doing the bare minimum. And then when I started doing that, he started getting mad about that. Why you never want to work? I said, I'm working. Shoot, I'm not doing two or
Mm.
three people jobs. And he said, you always lazy. I said, it don't matter what I do. You're gonna say I'm lazy anyway, so it don't really matter what you say.
Mm.
I said,
Yep.
I'm like, hey, hey, you lucky I'm doing this much.
Mm.
Cause I don't see you I don't see you getting on your people about it, And
Right.
then like another big thing he likes to do is like if you don't really if you don't feel like arguing with you, he'll take to the plant manager and have him talk to you, which I don't get why. I mean, I don't get why the plant manager has to talk to people. I thought HR is supposed to do that, but he didn't want to do that because one, like
Mm.
the HR manager is a brother, and then
Mm.
on top of that, he's fair. So he wouldn't have liked what would have happened. So you got the plant manager gonna be on that side, and he always like come with some BS. So I'm like, yeah, and I remember my coworkers called him out on because I think I was off that day.
Mm.
I think I just took off. I think I just took off. I just didn't even want to be there that day. But I
Mm.
remember I remember something happened like uh he got to argue with him and had took the whole line down there. So this line had like a couple of Spanish on it just because it happened they were on the line and everything like that. So when they went down to the office and they start trying to do his little thing, whatever, trying to act like he never did nothing because he never does anything, even when it's his fault, he never did it. So I remember when I remember my coworker he told me like when they went down there to talk to him and everything like that, and he tried to say all that. He said, how come every time, he said, I notice every time, you send somebody to the office, always some niggas. And ain't never none of the Hispanics or whatever. And I think I did. They kind of kind of shut up about it. But
Mm.
I mean, it didn't stop him from doing it. I remember he did that, I remember like the single most memorable event was like where he cussed out one of the co-workers in Spanish. He thought he didn't understand what he said. Went down to the office,
Right.
told them, and like the plant manager had went to the new plant, so he went there. So he had the HR manager told him what happened, and then they had like a whole conversation, whatever. And I mean, I'm surprised the supervisor didn't get fired for it, but he kept his job, and then the guy he cussed out, they promoted him to supervisor. So
Mm.
so he cussed him out, and the dude cussed out and got promoted to supervisor. So,
Mm.
I was like, and then after he came back in, he was looking defeated or whatever, Oh man, I had such a great time because it was like, it's like, uh-huh, yeah, you know how I feel, and like
Mm-hmm.
when like the HR manager went, like, okay, you talk about it, yeah. I mean, everybody looking for a reason. And say, hey, we need to go. Let's go to the office. Let's go to the office because like think about it, like only why you get to send people to the office because he couldn't actually fire anybody, so he had to get somebody who could actually fire somebody. So it was just, I mean, it was just like. It's just like that. And I always just do like such such a good imitation of like people that like said, man, you sound just like him. He would he'd be like if you came in like a minute or too late. He'd be like, what happened? I'd be like,
Right.
I say, even though on the clock in time is seven. That's what time supposed to be there, but it took me a bit to get over there. Okay,
Mm.
like I'm just late or whatever. Like, and I remember when we first did it. It was like during the pandemic, so I was getting a lift to work. So like when I was getting a lift,
Yeah.
it was kind of hard to get one. Even if you got one early, it still took a while for one to come over there. So it was just like that was like big things. So I was like, well. I can only get here like when the lift gets here, so I can't really do nothing about that. I mean,
Yeah.
I try to get as fast as I can. So I'm sorry
Mm.
that don't fit with what you want, but
Right, right. I mean, and it's okay that you don't have to fit with what they want. I mean, you're not even in that crowd. You're not
but
even in that.
but
The,
yeah,
you,
yeah. I mean, and like and then another thing is like, it's like I get 1 or 2 minutes late. It's all about what happened and whatever like that, and then like at times you want to send me to the office, whatever, trying to say, oh, I'm
mm,
always late or something like that, even though I'm not always late. But like when the Spanish come in like about like 15 minutes later, don't get nothing said to him. He get to go keep working, no explanation needed.
yeah,
I'm I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah. I mean, I think like I was so glad when he left. Like I think like the last day he left, me and our coworker decided to leave him a special present. So what we did, we just I mean because I was gonna get a card and just like just like put it on pay him like, oh yeah, he said I was on risk put I said you gonna put a card, I said we will not miss you and just have everybody sign it. But like my coworker said, no, let's put up a sign talking about tell them happy supervisors day, and so we will miss you not,
Mm.
and we put that
But you
on the
know what?
door.
You got certain supervisors that nobody can't stand. But you know what? There are certain
Mm.
supervisors who can't stand you. They can't, and some of them can't even stand women because they a lot. Some of them is intelligent than the supervisor, and then you got some who's prettier than the supervisor, and they can't stand that. But you know what? There it's a work organization, and the thing is, you it, you're not here to. Why are you here to hate on somebody? And they hear the same way that you hear is to work and go home. Why is you worried about and messing with other people's relationships and stuff like that? And then you up here worrying about somebody's how pretty they are and then you got other people who want to get to where they are and then you tell them, oh no, oh to get to where you are, or you gotta suck my thing or whatever or whatever. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then, but you know what? A lot of them used to be stewards and all that other type of stuff. But you had some of them that was the same way, and they was harassing a lot of women up in there, and that's why they got their jobs and stuff getting taken away, and went back to their regular jobs because they've been doing a terrible job of what they do. You can't sit up here and do that. That's why. That's why. every other week or whatever, they be on the news yapping about that. And they be finding out all this stuff. And they do that at the higher table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like now, nowadays, like shoot, I mean, all you gotta do is just be a woman and say like somebody harass you. Don't even matter if it's true or not. You lose your job. Don't even,
Mm,
don't even think about trying to get it back unless unless you like in a position of power that can take away people's jobs, something like that. Like if you like, if you want them to lease or something like that. Otherwise, you might as well go ahead and like I said, don't even matter if it's true or not. You you gone. Like, cause it's like, it's like, hey, believe all women. So it's like, yeah, you ain't if they decide, hey, if they want to lie on you and say USS harass, that's what it is. I mean, now I'm not saying that it don't happen because it still happens, but it just like
mm,
it's just like when they lie about stuff like that, it just make it harder for for like people like to believe it, even
mm,
though like even though there's still this whole thing like where it don't matter if they lied or not, you still believe them or whatever. So, but
right.
but but it's kind of hard to like say, hey, well, she could just be lying on him, but but it don't matter because he's gonna lose his job. That's like when where dudes get like false accused of sexual assault.
Mm,
Like it's just like it's just I mean, it's like, yeah, you get accused of it. It don't even matter if you did it or not. It's just like if the court of public opinion say you did it, you did it.
mm,
It don't even matter
yep.
if you innocent or not. It's just like you did it.
Mm,
It's just like Bill Cosby. Even though like there's I kind of like found like there was proof saying he didn't do it, but it's like but people kept saying he did it, and then like on top of that, that's why the case got thrown out because I think he made a I think they had him make some statements that said that he incriminated himself, but
mm,
it was just like okay, and then they said like when he paid all the money to the last person, he said he paid off the money, but he said he didn't do it. He just paid it off so she would just stop saying it,
mm,
you know,
yeah.
but but like and then I think
Mm,
like and then I think they said they arrested him by using some statements
mm,
that like the DEA before that one said that it would not be brought up in the court, and they brought it in the court. So
yep.
like 2 years. Oh yeah. Oh 2 years. Oh man, we made a mistake. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're free to go. You don't get no
Oh
apology,
wow.
no kind of conversation. You just off.
Ooh,
Like
man.
even when the allegations were going on, it's like a lot of stuff didn't make sense to me. I'm like, hold up. You say he did this all these white women in the '70s, in the in the in the '60s and
Wow.
'70s. I'm like, man, if he one white woman that like said that he did something to her, you know Bill Cosby
And
would have
that's
been dragged out through the night and hung the next day.
right. Right.
Which
See,
I which I
see,
which I which I be like, I say yeah, I said I know y'all lying when y'all said that because he wouldn't have lived.
and wait a
Tell
minute,
him,
hold on. What let me let me tell you this short little
go
video
ahead.
I saw though of Bill Cosby trying to when they trying to get him out of jail and stuff like that. You know on the Bill Cosby show at the end on the intro when he be doing that turnaround, that's what
Yeah.
he did. That's what he did on the show. I mean on the little short video. It was so funny, I swear. I was cracking up. They said when they can't hold you back, they got him out of jail when he did the little turnaround. He did it twice though.
Oh wow.
That was so hilarious. I swear. I'm like, man, look at Bill Cosby. Why they got this? Waited till this man was old and gray to put him in jail like that. When you got
right.
all these other people, yeah, when you got all these other people that's getting off scot free, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some of them is rapists, some of them made out with other women, and didn't even tell them and let them know that they had like HIV/AIDS and stuff like that. That was terrible.
Yeah, they do that. That's actually a crime. Like to give somebody a disease, no, give them an STD knowingly.
Yeah, that's a crime without even telling them though.
Yeah,
That's a straight up crime, and they get off scot free with that stuff. But
yeah,
oh wait,
yeah,
but yeah, we already know what's up.
yeah. So I agree on Kelly be in jail, but there should be other people in jail too that have scot free. It's like even it's like even when they be like, 'cause I think I seen
Mm,
like one video like this female comedian who was talking about I think she was talking about like that whole Louis CK thing and talking about, oh, these men are horrible. It's like a lesbian woman, like these men are
mm,
horrible, and we're against the sexual abuse of women and all that and everything like that.
mm.
Come on, we create a safe space, and then she ended up abusing women, but she deserves no jail time.
But you know what? The people that she messed with was abusive. Everybody is not abusive like that. It's just certain people.
Yeah, I was talking about like it was like a female, it was like a female. I think she was like Canadian or something like that. It was like
Mm,
it was like a white woman, but like she was like, come on, she created a safe, come on, I want to create a safe space, and then she used that safe space to abuse other women. Like
mm,
I'm just like, sexual abuse. You so
mm.
you're worse than the people that you're talking about.
Right, right.
I'm
Yeah,
like, I
that's exactly what that is.
I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm just like because she a woman, she didn't even serve no well because she a woman like in that community, she didn't do no time. She didn't no
Oh,
prosecution, nothing.
yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, and I remember I seen the video Misunderstood put on her politically incorrect channel. She was like talking about she ain't talking about, but she put like a picture like show like a meme of like Bill Cosby and Woody Allen, with like, Woody Allen's
Mm.
very well known for messing with young girls. Matter of fact, I think he's probably still married to. I don't know if he's still married to his adopted daughter or something like that.
Oh
He
yeah, pretty
met.
much. And don't even get me
Yeah.
started on that Britney Spears story because they got her trapped like a bird. Like a bird can't even leave their own nest. That's horrible. You got your daddy controlling your whole life. That's messed up. And then her sister was holding her hostage. Now get this straight. She got a
Who's holding the
whole
hostage?
her daddy. Britney
Oh,
Spears' father. You know he got all
yeah.
her money. He control her. He got they said it's something. It's some sort of the whatever device it is inside her where she can't have no more kids or whatever. And I guess her dad or whoever controlling her money talking about so oh you can't have no more kids. You got a show to do. Oh, in order for you to do as I say then you can have permission to see your husband and your kids. Like really? Are
Oh,
are
that's
you
all.
are
Oh,
you
that's
are you kidding me?
that's why she went crazy like she did because a lot of control those lives. So yeah, I'm
That's
surprised.
crazy. I'm telling you, that is ludicrous. That's crazy. I just can't, despite the fact of on living like that. This lady is like at least in her early 40s or something like that with kids and got a husband, and then you got your indigenous sister that's trying to have this interview talking about some oh oh, my sister this, my sister that. I was trying to back her up. No, you wasn't. You was holding her hostage too because she making all this money and she's just this superstar, this pop star. Ever since uh uh when I was a kid, I used to watch her, like her singing videos and stuff like that, and her perform. And she's got these crocodile tears, like acting like she was crying, and she ain't shed not one tear, so she can go sit down somewhere too, because she a part of that scheme where her daddy is taking control over Britney Spears. Britney Spears. Let me tell you something about these type of people. I'm gonna tell you something because you already know this. Let me tell you something about these type of people. They have no balls at all. I feel sorry for some of them. That the way they are growing up and they don't know outside of the industry where people is actually living their lives. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that type of of strength where you can't be independent on your own. You think, let me tell you something. You think that they're thinking right now, oh, she can't live without us. No, you can't live without her. That's why y'all hold her hostage.
Yeah,
That lady want to be free.
yeah, I get yeah. I mean, when you look at like a lot of like the stuff she did in the past, like people say, oh, she's being crazy. She probably just trying to have some kind of freedom. So it's
Yeah,
like,
she
yeah,
probably trying to. Yeah, cause
that's
she
why she
was
had an
thinking
outrageous
about.
thing.
Yeah, cause she was thinking about taking whatever that thing is out of her, and her dad or whoever was having control over her would not let her and allow her to like have any kids or whatever, because they're having all this control over her. And then I saw on TikTok this one lady, I guess it was a fan of her, because she felt so sorry for her, that when Britney Spears went to court, the judge denied her whatever she was trying to say to them, to break her freedom. And to me, it seemed like that judge or whoever that is getting paid for that. Somebody is paying them to deny all what she's saying to them, because her family is treating her like crap.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. If you got enough money, you can buy off of, you can pay off a judge. Like, I mean, it's like what the private prison systems do. Like, they pay out judge to, get people who have like, maybe they had like minor crimes or whatever. Minor crimes they shouldn't do much time for, and they extend the sentences like longer than they should be, so they can have like, workers there that they can use to make all these products that won't be a threat to them, and they'll get in line instead of like having like, people who would be considered, more violent, whatever, and who probably need to be there for a long time. You have people that they can prisons that they can easily control instead of having ones that could be
Hmm.
more unpredictable. So it's like
And then
they,
and then her and speaking of that, and then her sister used to remember that show, Zoe 101 or whatever.
yeah,
I mean, cause the intro, that's her singing. But why you can't go on your own singing industry and make up your own songs and stuff instead of living off your sister? You and that overthrown, you know dictator of a daddy of hers. And I'm like, where's the mama? Britney Spears should have did was gave her mama all what she needed to do, because her mama probably would have did it better. Ain't no telling where that lady at. I think they threw that lady out somewhere.
maybe.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it was that. Yeah, that's just crazy. I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah, it's
know any of
crazy.
that. But like when you said that, like, yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of her behavior makes sense now. I mean,
Hmm.
and I mean, no telling how much of that is happening in there. But
Right, right, right. Yep, that's exactly what that is. Shoot, you got a lot of people, and you know what? Michael Jackson was the same way. They was in control of him, especially his daddy. He was abused. He was abused by his dad. Britney Spears abused by her dad, and who else was abused by their dad? I think Whitney Houston was abused by her dad.
I think,
Uh,
I think Mike Jackson let me get out though.
no, oh yeah, he was gone. Oh,
Yeah,
he ain't want nothing to do with that family except his
yeah,
brothers and sister. Not now
yeah,
now all he was worried about though was Janet Jackson, his baby sister. Yep.
yeah,
That's who all he was worried about. That was it.
yeah, yeah, and it was kind of shame how they just smeared his name like that. I'm just like, man, y'all
Yeah,
made
his
out of
name on the ground. They buried that man in
yeah.
the dust.
And he even was proving that it wasn't that, I mean, here's some people still trying to say, oh yeah, no, that ain't true, whatever, blah blah blah. Like even though there's articles of the FBI doing a legal surveillance on him that showed that he didn't
Mm,
do what they said he did, but of course, what one people don't read, and even if they did, they probably wouldn't even
mm,
care because it don't fit what they want to believe.
right.
And like think
Hmm.
about it. And the thing about it was Michael Jackson, he owned all his music. So like all the money he had, he owned all that. And
But you know
and
what? Despite of him owning all his music and stuff like that, like Ice Cube wrote all his music and stuff like that, and the other people stole it. They said he didn't even have no money. Made his own. Michael Jackson made his own music. He was just broke
yeah,
because the industry had a hole in his money. Michael Jackson was worth billions of dollars.
I
Michael
mean,
Jackson was the king of pop.
yes, I'd heard he got control of his music. That was,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, he got control of his music. So like, and I, and,
Michael,
and, and, and,
let me tell
and
you something. Michael Jackson was his own choir director.
right, right. I mean, and think about it was like, after he died, yeah, went to his kids. But I think the industry was mad they could get control of his music. So like when Prince died, like they made if he had a will
Hmm.
to pass his legs on somebody, I bet that will is hidden or burned or something like that.
And
'Cause
you
they
know what? You know what made me mad though? That they down talk Prince too. They talking about he was a sexual predator. He raped somebody. No, he didn't. They need to go back and read his background story because he never did not one thing. Even though Prince, dressed all, he was like he dressed as a fruity person. Don't get me wrong, but
well,
this
what
man
Prince
ain't did nothing.
I mean, Prince was like androgynous, so he kind of like just embodied both of them. It just nobody, people just not used to seeing the male and female thing. I mean, it's kind of like the balance look, but the thing about it was, the industry was trying to turn that balance look into something else.
Yep. Yep. And they don't understand that that's a part of our culture. That the way we're dressed, the way men dress, some of them like that. But now y'all sitting up here down talking to, but when somebody else wear that type of old deal, just like didn't the Beatles wear something like that too? Some of them and all them other rock stars and all them, yeah, they wore something like
Yeah,
that. How you
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
sit up
yeah.
here and talk shame down on Prince like that? The way he wearing some type of stuff. Jimi Hendrix wore something like that, and somebody else wore something like that. But when somebody else wear the same thing, y'all ain't gonna down shame them. That
I
don't
mean, I
make no
mean,
sense. That really pissed me off.
and the thing about like, now you brought up the old rock stars. Like, people want to, you know, talk about all these folks that have been, messing with these kids or whatever. I'm like, ain't nobody messing with kids more than these old rock stars. Like, they
And you know what? And you know what? And that's another thing. They mamas is allowing them. They mamas
yeah,
is allowing them to do that stuff. That's not the kids that's doing that. What kids you know that know how to be grown? They want to be
right.
kids. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, hey, hey,
I
brother.
mean,
Hey,
that's like,
DJ Music.
yeah, Mr.
Go ahead.
DJ, music, yeah. Good morning. But yeah, that's like, okay, Elvis married Priscilla and she was 14. That man was like almost 30.
Yeah, that was his cousin. I remember one of my former coworkers who worked at the restaurant when I was talking about like Chuck Berry, like it was like one of my coworkers. He was like, "Why?" First said he was a pervert. I said, "Well, El was married his 13-year-old cousin."
But
He's
now
like,
they
"Oh
wanna,
yeah,
but
yeah,
but
yeah,
now they
but
want to talk about, yeah, but now they want to talk about who R. Kelly dating and whoever else is dating. When you had this, wait, then you had this one old man marry his adopted daughter. Are you kidding me? Then
yeah."
yeah, you got Elvis and Priscilla. He was almost 30. She was 14. Then you had other people. There was another man. He married a what? Wasn't she like 13 years old? He was like 40 something.
I can't think of talking about,
See,
but
no. See, this is what they're not gonna do. This is that all of them, everybody that's like them need to be ashamed of their doggone self, not just the other side. You can't put all that guilt on the other side when y'all doing the same thing and the people back in the day. That don't even make no sense.
and you know what, now, like I guess maybe R. Kelly and you outlive as useful as now. Now they no longer backing them, but it's like think about it. It's like people been doing this. Like, if y'all didn't nobody have no problem we married Leah at 15, and nobody say nothing about that. You went Leah's number age nothing but a number, and then nobody had no problem with that.
Oh
But
yeah, he
but
said
now,
Woody Allen. Yeah, he said Woody Allen. That's the one.
yeah,
Woody
yeah,
Allen
that,
married his stepdaughter. Yeah, it was
yeah,
another man. It was another man who married his adopted daughter. She was like
yeah, that
Asian
that
or
that
something.
that was Woody Allen you talking about. Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah,
was it
yeah,
was it
okay,
was, it was
okay.
his adopted daughter. Yeah, yeah,
He said that. Yeah, it was his adopted daughter, Mr. DJ. Yeah,
yeah,
he adopted her and he raised her and everything. And then he wound up. I guess he wound up marrying her because he didn't want nobody else to be with her. That's sick.
and like the fact is, if you marry her, they ain't really nothing ain't really nothing the courts can do with once he, marry. I mean, even though I see in some cases where like where I see some dudes still get locked up for that, like, certain
Mm-hmm.
in certain ones, but I mean they end up getting out anyway, and it's kind of getting to the point like where like
Mm-hmm.
in a minute they gonna be protected in a minute.
Right, right.
Yeah, hey
Yep.
Tyrone, what's up, brother?
I think you better call
Tyrone.
Tyrone. Call- Oh, wait a minute. But you can't use my phone. He was
Oh, okay.
grooming her until she was legal. Yup, he
Yeah, that
said he
makes
was
sense.
grooming her. Yeah, like I said, he raised her and all that, took care of
Yeah,
her.
that's kind of like how Christos and Marquez Houston did that one girl that Marquez Houston married. They kidnapped her, groomed her, and made her, Marquez Houston's wife.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
she probably didn't
No,
even know any better.
no, 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 no. That's 15.
Oh, Oh man,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
they kidnapped her, groomed her, you know, for her, and then I think she was like I think she's like nine I think
Mm,
she's like 19 now when they brought her out, and now it's just like
mm,
I mean she only looked like you know of course she don't look the exact same, but like you know that's the name like they had to miss a person report out on her, and
mm,
and you know they had her out. I think they changed the name or whatever, but no, no,
mm,
I don't know. Maybe they changed the name or something, but they managed to keep in there and have her out in
mm,
the public and all that now. And it's just like you know, if I was you know, I mean you know, if all the parents like I'd try to you know press charge on or maybe it's some reason they can't
mm.
because I mean they definitely get press charges on that because like doing a lot of crazy stuff and like hearing like that like some of the I think I remember hearing one of the band members of B2K like he had gotten assaulted by Marquez
Wait, who?
Houston like
Who?
I think it's like Raz B I think
Oh, okay, Raz. Okay, wait. Whew, okay, Marion is the one with the braids.
yeah
Raspy is the one with the big lips. Okay, and J Book is the one with the short curly hair, and then Lil Fizz is the one with the ponytail.
yeah I mean it was Raz B I mean that's what
Okay, so Raspy the one that look like Chili from TLC. Yeah, that's
I
who you talk about, the one with the short curly hair. Got the good hair.
I mean, when I say me, he didn't really have like no hair. I mean, I think you know, like had like you know, like
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
barely any hair.
wait. Oh no, not. I'm thinking of J Book. My bad. That's the one dude like chili. But Raspy is one of the big clips.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess. Huh?
yeah. The one light skinned one. That's Raspy. Not Lil Fizz, the one with the ponytail, but the other one. That's Raspy, the one with the big lips. You say he got assaulted by somebody?
Well,
They thought
I
he
mean,
was gay.
I mean, when I say assault, he was like second assaulted. So like he was kind of like made by Marquez Houston to
Ooh.
sleep with him. I mean, you know,
Oh, crazy.
he didn't want to, you know, he didn't want to do it. You know, it's just like he just yeah, it was just I mean, because I mean that kind of just messed him up because I think I had seen a video where he had a conversation with somebody else
Hmm.
who had been in that same situation because like he was talking to, he was like it was like the dude. I was like, how you know like what was in his room and all that? He say you ain't young enough for this. I'm trying to tell you, man, what happened to you happened to
Hmm.
me too.
Come up on the panel, Tyrone.
Man,
He hadn't.
like,
Tyrone, come up on the panel. How's your mom doing,
but
Tyrone?
but yeah, I was like, wow, it's like so much going on there. But like when I heard my coworker saying like, you know, come on, Chuck Berry's part because he talking about because he married
Yeah.
Hotel. I was like, okay, well, you may have a point on that, but you know, you ain't saying nothing
Hmm.
about no Elvis because Elvis did the
Yeah.
same thing. I'm like, you know, I was supposed to say, yeah, you. He said, yeah, you're right. And all that. I'm thinking like, what? I said, why was the first thing you said with him was that? But I was like, I bet you if I said something
He,
about Elvis, I bet you would never brought that up.
yeah. Mr. DJ said go back and listen to some of the music from the 60s and 70s, like Sam Cooke. She was only 16. Freddie Finder, Beanie, Martins, Chuck Berry, Elvis, Beatles. The list goes on of entertainers singing about underage girls, not defending R. Kelly, but he's not the first.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Yep, you were right about that.
Exactly. They act
That,
like
that
this
that's
man was they
yeah,
act
that's
like this man was the first of doing all them stuff with underage girls. Them people was getting paid for that. Some of them girls didn't
yeah.
know what they was getting themselves into.
And some of the parents let dropping off their kids over there.
Yeah.
Cause I heard like a parent tried to try. I mean, I heard like a parent tried to leave their daughter over at G White's house at one point. Like, and I think like either him or his girls like, hey, you need to get your kid.
Yep. And then on top of that, I guarantee you that I guess R. Kelly or somebody stopped giving them money. That's why they made that whole
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
episodes of documentaries on Netflix. I'm like,
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
kidding me?
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like about these groups, like when if you in these groups like that, if you stop doing what they want,
Hmm.
they put you, they cut you loose and let them go with you. Because I mean, just like the fact that he been doing it for so long. I mean, not like I said, like it's not defending him, but it's like I mean,
Hmm.
he's definitely not the only one doing this. There were definitely people before him that were doing this,
Right.
but ain't nobody, ain't nobody calling out, and it's like, oh, as soon as the media wants to turn on now it's a whole
Hmm.
big thing. It's kind of, and I remember Dave Chappelle talked about it, like they said they wanted him to go up on there, and Dave Chappelle said no, he said no, I'm cool. And then I think he said on the documentary, they said they just didn't want to be on here. He said that this was too hot for TV. He said
Hmm.
that sound like anything I said. He said that they said the only reason why I'm on there, and I cannot stress this enough, I do not know this nigga at all. And
Hmm.
I'm just and I'm just
Hmm.
like I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, you don't know him, like why do you bring anybody on that don't know him? Like, it's like I mean, I think like when they have like these whole surviving thing, I think they just be bringing people up on it just to lie on them. They just bring people up there to lie on a particular celebrity because like I said, like when they did Michael dirty like that, they had a lot of those kids that were saying certain stuff with him at the time were being groomed to do this. Or be groomed to say, being not groomed, coach to say this, like say that he did this and that, which he never did. And I mean, I think it was like at one time, like one of the parents, I think he was like like one of the most famous one. I think he was like a sports announcer or something like that. He said, yeah. So yeah, my son stayed over there. Said if my son, if anything had ever happened to him over there, he said Michael Jackson would be living right now. I wouldn't, something would be
Yep, and
happening. So
right, and he said right. That's right. He stopped paying, and they started singing. R. Kelly had a host of enablers around him, like Sparkle. She knew of R. Kelly, and yeah, and she knew exactly what that man was doing. She
I
knew
mean,
exactly what that doggone man was doing because why would her behind? Why would her behind be on the Netflix with all these other people who and I'm surprised they had that girl on there who R. Kelly, did his little thing and her when she was drinking giving her a golden
yeah, yeah,
shower.
I mean, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I never seen what she looked like, but I ain't never watched the whole, I ain't never watched the Surviving stuff. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, I'm like, ain't no point in that.
Yeah, but he
All right,
and he just said, but still brought her 14-year-old niece around him. You knew what you was doing. That man
right,
done went straight up. That man was going straight up broke and stop paying all them doggone people. And now they finding out that he broke. They now telling on that man. Now he in prison.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and like even before that, like. people. I mean, people knew that he was into that, but didn't nobody say nothing.
Yeah, nobody cared. He was so
Yeah, because
doggone shady.
yeah, because I'm not talking about like people he knew. I'm talking about like the people who listen to his music. It was like, oh yeah, as long as he put out that music, they ain't care about nothing until the
Hmm.
media told them to hate.
Right.
When the media told them to hate him, that's when they, oh well, I can't believe he did this and blah blah blah. Like y'all didn't care before. Don't start acting like you caring
No,
now.
right. They didn't give a hoot about him. They only
Yeah,
cared about his doggone money that
you
sparked the
should
beef
you,
in that
you
vid.
should. I'm like you just spoke up when he started marrying the lead. You should have said something.
Yup, yup. Ever since he started to live, now trying to be free of his sins or whatever, probably like that. That now they want to bring it all back up. They want to bring back up his past when this man trying to be free of all that. He trying to make harmony. He trying to bring people together. Even old people, he made new steps, new slides, new ballroom dances, all that stuff. And now y'all want to bring him. Y'all want to bring this man down when you got all these other people who did worse than him.
And then it just seems like that's like just like if of course it's easier to do black men like this because it's like even like black men that like like haven't done it like Michael Jackson. Even with like the whole OJ thing, Johnny Carson was able to prove that he didn't actually do it, but because you know
Hmm.
like before then, like a black man, even if you get accused of something, he's supposed to go to jail. It don't matter
And
if he did
that
it or not. And when he
right.
got off, they didn't like that. And
Yup.
so they waited until they could actually get some on him. And then once they could
Hmm.
do that, then they want then they're like, oh yeah, see, we finally got him. It's like, yeah, you finally got him, but it's
And
just like
right.
you trying to set him up. Yeah,
And don't even get me started on Michael Jackson because they blaming everything on him. I just think that's just they tortured that man until he died.
yeah. I don't even-
Because
I don't even think the whole his whole death was even even the doctor's fault. Either it wasn't the doctor did or they paid the doctor to give him the wrong doses. It's like either one thing because that doctor's gonna be set up one way or another. So it's just like whether he took the money or not, he was gonna be on the hook for that because like they he was the one that giving the
mm,
medicine. If he gave him the overdose, they gonna look at the person who's supposed to be taking care of him. So
yep, that's exactly what that is.
hey,
I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, that's who's that? Schooner
yeah,
dude.
yeah, hey, Schooner, hey,
Good,
sister.
yeah, good morning. Yeah, and Mr. DJ Music said, think about that. How was it at 15 he was able to marry Aaliyah? Guess she didn't need her parents' permission. Of course, cause she was the princess of R&B.
I thought she did get her parents' permission,
No, I don't think she got her parents' permission on that because Aaliyah did whatever she wanted to do.
but from what I heard, like about like stuff like that, you had to get like parents' permission in order to have that uh have that on there. She faked the age. I'm like,
Hmm.
cause I'm like, yeah, if you date somebody who's under the age, you supposed to get the parents' permission for that to go down.
Yeah, she probably told R. Kelly she was like 20 something years old or like 19 or whatever. And she wound up being at the age of 15 years old doing whatever.
I don't know if she necessarily did. I'm pretty sure they probably, had some had some papers doctored up so they could say, oh yeah, she's legal, and then why everybody else know that, oh yeah, she's actually 15. Yeah, so I mean, just I mean, like I said, like like I mean, it kind of shows you something because like with like I said with like Christos Marquez Houston, they like they had this 15-year-old girl kidnapped and then was able to groom her and whatever, and ain't none of them doing no jail time.
Mm,
They would kidnap
yep.
this girl, groom her, and bring out in the public with no repercussions whatsoever. I mean,
Mm,
people are saying something about it, but whether or not they'll face any jail time is a whole different thing.
mm. Yeah, his old management spilled the beans on that. No, the grown man did that. R. Kelly started working with Aaliyah when she was 12 years old. He was grooming her. Of
Yeah,
course
yeah,
he
yeah.
was.
I remember one YouTuber, and I really don't rock with him, but I remember he had said this on when before I knew how he was. It was like this guy
Mm,
named Tommy. He was like saying when he first heard that song, he shit got that vibe, and when he said
mm,
like a little Leah got it, he didn't. He always thought that was weird when he said that, and then when he seen like Aaliyah come out like a little bit later, he said, "Oh, that's who we talking about." And
mm,
nobody nobody believed him. So it was like
yep.
people
And
thought he was crazy when he put the pieces together, which was like
and
was like you listen to the original to the song now with that vibe
mm,
that like in the video they edited out that part.
mm,
But you can hear it in the audio version, but they edited it out in the video version
yep.
when they say little Leah's got it.
Yep. And then wait, then when I was watching one of them episodes on what they was telling what they was doing in them doggone, the tour trailers where you travel with the trailer and everything, they got the beds and stuff in there.
Yeah,
They said R. Kelly had multiple girls that was sleeping in the bunk beds and the dancers, and they took and he had Aaliyah back there in the main bed and stuff like that, and they wound up doing it.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I see people, like people who live in Chicago, like who had lived like in the high school, something like that. Say R. Kelly would come to the high schools to pick up the girls there.
Yep. He'll come pick up the girls. Um, and then they like, why is this grown man back at this school? Why is he back at this school? And then wait a minute. Then he said the story. He said, I remember the story when I asked my mama can I marry her. And she looked at me and was like, you crazy? No.
I come back to my
What?
R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would he
Oh
say
yeah.
something like that?
Oh yeah. I remember when R. Kelly did like the GQ interview, like when he talked about like his life, like him. Yeah. His mom had like a weird relationship with her as a kid. Like it was almost like she treated him like as a boyfriend. Like he was. I mean, to the point like where he kind of infatuated with
Oh
his mother,
well,
sort of.
oh yeah, he also said I don't know if that was his stepdad or whoever that was or whoever was. He said R. Kelly said he was being molested when he was younger, and that's like you said. I think that's when he got infatuated with it, and now the stuff that he's doing it is kind of reminding him of what somebody did to him when he
I
was
mean,
younger because he was a
yeah,
kid.
I think his mother might have did something to him. That's probably why he prefers younger girls. That might
Yep.
explain it. That might explain it. But I mean, I can't be 100% sure. But but if but if
Mm,
that's how it went down. That could explain, but it don't make it right.
mm,
But at least it could make some sense of why he is the way he is.
mm, yep. I mean, you'll never know somebody's story when you look in the background of it because you can't judge everybody. True facts, he pled not guilty, bribing officials to charge her age on documents. I what I'm saying about her parents is why would they leave their 15-year-old with 15-year-old with and in a room full of grown folk? Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, a lot of these parents be leaving their daughters like with leaving their young daughters with these grown
Yep.
celebrities hoping for a come up or something like that.
Yep, and that's why they said never leave your daughter with your boyfriend, your ex, or whoever you dating and whoever you marrying. It can be a
Honestly,
step.
honestly, just leave around no adult you can trust because just even though men are most likely to get at a young female, it don't mean these women ain't gonna try to do nothing to her either.
But that's the thing, though. You can't. But see, my mother,
Oh,
because I'm like my mom. She passed away 3 years ago.
yeah,
But
and
I don't
yeah.
trust nobody. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, and like even when I say that, like even vice versa, like just because you leave a man with your son don't mean that he ain't gonna do nothing to him or with another woman or whatever. Because
yeah.
it's like you gotta leave somebody you gotta absolutely trust not to do nothing.
Hmm.
If you can't, you don't need to be leaving with them.
You folks have a great morning. Be cool, everybody. Big calling me. Yeah,
I feel you. I
you
feel you,
got
brother. Thank you.
time.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for coming through, brother.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you, Mr. DJ. Mr. DJ Music. Good point, Zero. A predator is a predator. Doesn't matter the sex, male or female, no, or race.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and you know
And
what,
that,
Schooner, it really should not matter what race you are. You are a predator, and a predator is always a predator. And then the HOE, that part, I'm gonna say whore though. But a whore is always a whore. You can't turn a whore to a housewife. You
yeah,
can't.
yeah, and you know what, like, yeah, you and as you're right about that, Schooner, it's kind of funny, like with predators, men are always gonna be seen as predators, but like when women do like predatory activity, they're never really held accountable like that to the same like as men are. Like they actually, some cases they go like easy on, especially if they're considered more attractive, considered
And, but
attractive
but see,
women. So
but see, that's the problem right there. Hold on.
yeah,
That's the problem. See, women want equal rights, just like men. If if the, if they doing this type of crap and women gets away with the same thing, that is not fair. That is not an equal right at all because women gets away with everything. That's just like them getting a doggone prenup. When the man does everything, but they don't even do everything, and then they wind up doing a lot of stuff in court, and they win the trial, but the man loses every doggone thing. But see, a
it
lot,
was
and it's not all of them. It's
yeah,
some of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm only
yeah.
saying this as an example. I'm setting an example because they want equal rights, and the equal rights was like what during the 1940s or something like that. That women wanted equal rights.
It was like I think they was in '94, it's like 1920, something like that.
Yeah,
That like when they raised the pop up.
yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, they should be able to have equal rights on that predator stuff too, because There is women that is predators out there. Who have you ever seen that movie Anton Fisher? When that foster mama left that little boy, well, Anton Fisher, when he was a little foster boy, she left him home with her daughter, and she wound up, I guess, molesting him or something like that. But see, that's what I'm saying. Women, they need, some of them need to be in jail too for that type of stuff like that.
And you know the fun thing about like that with like women like being predatory to like not I mean not like men but like to especially like the boys like where they'll do stuff like you're grown you ain't got no business doing nothing to this kids normalize. It's like, oh well, you should be happy that
Right,
happy. Like
right.
I remember I remember like a few years back I showed a video of like people recording these women like
Mm.
grown women twerking on these young boys. It was like they had to be like 8 or 9 twerking on these young boys
Mm.
and like and I'm like I'm like saying you see this thing this discussing stuff and it's like and I think I had like one of my favorite friends like do like a whole laughing emotion. I mean it's like what's so funny about this? And I heard like no response like it's like people ain't support this and I'm just like that's not cool. Like, 'cause, like and don't get me wrong. Like, I think like when I was like teenager, I didn't know no better, so I thought that was cool too. Until like I seen a story of like this one teenager who had like I think like a 15-year-old who had like a relationship with the teacher, and I think like when she got arrested, like he almost he almost self-deleted himself.
Mm.
I'm
The
not.
case
I'm
of
not.
Mary
I'm
Kay
yeah.
Lent. What she said? The case of Mary Kay Lantaloo was highly publicized. She got pregnant by her son's preteen best friend. She used to be his second grade. What? She used to be his second grade teacher. Are you serious? Wow.
And I mean,
And
it's
that's
just,
crazy.
I mean, it's just like that. It does. You want to really get taken seriously if a woman happens to do something like that. It's just like you're a man, and if a woman manages to manage to take advantage of you and you didn't want it,
Yep.
and don't let her be attractive because she attractive. Oh yeah, they not gonna take it serious. They gonna laugh you out the precinct. Like
Oh.
cause they like,
Yep.
oh, it's a how did yeah, they gonna laugh you one because like, oh, you're a man, you supposed to be overpowered. Oh, she's attractive, you wanted it.
Mm, mm,
I'm like,
mm, mm.
I mean, just because a woman attractive don't mean like the guy wants her, just 'cause, like
Yeah. When a woman is attractive though, but still,
yeah, I mean,
cause me and my fiance discussed this. Cause I showed him a picture of, is it okay? Is it not okay for women to also rape men? Is it a bad thing? And even if some is attractive, because it doesn't matter if they're some of them is attractive. They're still, when you, that's considered rape though.
yeah, I remember watching this show. I think it was like Harris Law. It didn't last long, and but it used to be on Fox. And I remember they had like this one
Mm,
case like where like Megan where like Megan Good was on there and like her character had like drugged this guy who was like a happily married man. He
mm,
was fake, but like because he was on she drugged him like and they like he ended up sleeping with her because
mm.
because he was on effective drugs. If he was like in his right state of mind, he would not have ever done that. And it
Right.
messed him and it messed up his reputation, all that and whatnot. And it was just ruining his life, because she did this to him. And and like the fact of the matter is, I think like even though that he couldn't get her on a charge for it, but the lawyer could get on charge for it, but he managed to get her to to confess it. And what she did, he just kind of looked at her with disgust, like told her like how how wrong she was, whatnot. But like
Mm.
she was able, but she was able to get away with doing this, and and just like you know, messing up this man's entire life on this because he was like, he could have did like he could have just like not said nothing. He might have, he might have been good, but it's like that would have messed with him on inside. So he
Yep.
did say something, but he just wasn't taking it seriously. I mean,
Hmm.
like the one lawyer who had actually, this case. I mean, he didn't completely, lead the whole situation until he started looking more and more into it,
Yep.
and he was like, and yeah, he was like, and that's like Garrett came to, yeah, this woman did this, and he got to admit it, but he couldn't prosecute it. That was that was the whole point. Like, and I was like, man, man, that's messed up right there, and that happens on that's a normal thing too, for that to happen, in those cases. I was like, man, I was like, wow, like, and I mean, it's just, I mean, it's just kind of crazy, like, like I be here supposed to be like talking about, one side, yeah, women say, oh, women are so unprotected. Like, I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, you can say that, but y'all got a lot of benefits, and it's like even if y'all attack, y'all have a support system. Men do not have that same support system. You get something happen to you, you on your own. Ain't ain't nobody gonna care or nothing like that. You just out there on your own, all alone. And I mean, the only people you would have that would side by you is people who have went through the same thing. That's pretty much it. And I mean, it's sad that that has to be, but that's like what I say earlier about these groups. I mean, if you're not in if you're not in this group, you're not gonna be protected. But people can say like, oh, well, because he got hard, he wanted whatever. I mean, from what I heard, like, with women, even when they get that, they get, women can be sexual aroused while this is happening to them. Doesn't mean they want it, but it's just like that's just what's happening in there. Yeah, I mean, it's like I mean, and it's like even if they manage to do it, it's like and like how media makes it up. It's like they, they make fun of this man. I mean, even even when a man gets abused by a woman, it's like it's not even taking it's not even taken seriously. Like like or like the story of like like the case of Johnny Depp and his wife like was I think she cut his finger. He managed to get it back on, but it was like she was abusing him and like trying to make it sound like he's the one abusing her. He had to record her in order to prove they did it. Even so, and have like his magazines slander his name. He he had to even after slander his name, the company still wouldn't take down that article, and and like women still right behind his wife Amber Heard, who was an abuser, but of course, I don't know how your mic got muted. Let me unmute it. Oh, you muted. Yeah, it says you muted yourself. I can't unmute you. Can't unmute you, favor. I don't know what happened to your mic. I didn't do that. I'm trying to unmute it, but they said I can't do it. I don't know what happened. I didn't mute you, so and I can't unmute you because you muted yourself. I don't know what. Okay. But yeah, while Fable is doing that, yeah. I mean, it's just kind of crazy, like how like women can when women can abuse men and and they get all the support, but and it's like and I'm not trying to justify men doing it because they just trash doing that too. But it's like, yeah, people more willing to go with a man hard for doing that. And and it's like some cases like self defense like Ray Rice, like people would act like Ray Rice was just over here just which like they the hotel doctored the footage so that they could that they can make him look like he was just beating on his fiance, which she had apologized for, but waited until like a month later to release the actual footage of her beating on him, and he was trying to walk away, and he was trying to walk away, and like he tried to stop her. He tried to he tried to walk away. She kept beating on him, and when he knew like she wasn't gonna stop, I think like he hit her once to stop her. Which he just worried about whether or not he's there or not. But it was just like he hit her once, and then like she got back up and went up again and hit her again harder, and she fell down. That's what everybody seen, and that's like, and that made him look like the whole movie. Well, okay, favor. Yeah.
Yep, I'm back. I had to use my iPad.
I don't know what happened because I'm like, dude, like you were quiet, and then like you said I'm muted, and I tried to unmute you, and it's like, yeah, it was like,
No,
sure, I
I
said,
was I was listening. One of my headphones was dying.
uh,
And what happened was the one on the right side died, so I took both of them on my ear and put it and I was trying to charge it. So I'm like, why is it muted? I was trying to unmute it. I was pushing it so many times and
yeah,
it just got on mute. So I had to get off on my phone because it's about to die anyway and
yeah.
wind up getting on my iPad, so it's good now.
Yeah, because I was trying to mute you, but Streamyard said I couldn't do it since you did it yourself. So
Yeah, I was taking my earplugs out. But yeah, but I was listening to what you were saying. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. She
uh,
died this year from cancer. Who died a year from cancer. They were media darlings for
she
many
probably
years.
talking about that teacher
Oh,
that
that
she
teacher. Oh, they called her the hot teacher. A man can be raped, a man can be raped if he is under duress. His privates can engorge. There are documents cases of this, including being kidnapped,
yeah, that's a
or put in a knife point, gun point, tied up, threatened. If a stigma, deep shame attached to it, that's why people are reluctant to report it. Wow,
yeah.
it was not mutual combat. He used brute force. Wow.
Yeah, but the thing about like Ray Rice was like he was like kind of like forced to do that because she kept attacking her. If you looked at all footage, like he tried to walk, he walked away from her, like and she just kept hitting him, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not justifying what they did because they both in the wrong for this, but it's like you attacking this man. He's trying to walk away from you because he knows he's stronger than you, so he's like trying to walk away from you,
Yep.
and you kept going at him. It's like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I was like, that's clear like self defense. I mean, y'all can even look at that like tell like it was probably self defense. But
Mm-hmm.
I said, but we not watched the whole footage at the time. But when they put the whole footage out there, it was like you kind of see like how it all went down. But it's like the media just wanted to use that little part to make him look like he was like the bad guy when he really wasn't trying to do it. Now now she apologized after the incident, so like that should tell you something right there. But then people like, oh well, she just protecting her abuse or whatever. He wasn't abusing her.
Wow.
Because it was like he probably would have, just knocked down like out in the lobby. It wouldn't even been no
Mm.
elevator.
And then
If
that's
he,
just
if that was,
on one of the lifetime and this is on one of the lifetime shows. Like basically, okay, you have a lot of teachers who are obsessed with their students. You got teachers that's obsessed with they students in real life. You got some that's married to them, you got some that's having babies with them. I'm like, what is going on? Like really? And there I don't know what's going on with that situation right there, but you
yeah,
can't you just can't sit up there and wind up want to be with a child and marrying a child, and
right.
that is just so I mean, it's not even obsessional. I mean, I'm like, is it a thing now? Like, is what y'all call that? When y'all talking about R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and all them other people who doing the same thing. I mean,
I mean,
take a good look at these
I mean,
Lifetime movies.
like Bill Cosby, like it wasn't actually proven that he actually did it, but it's just like he got a whole bunch of people accused him of it. So,
Wow.
I'm just like thinking, like I said, if Bill Cosby was doing all this. I was like, I say, yeah, yeah. I said, Bill Cosby would have been snatched out the bed and hung.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't. There wouldn't have been no Bill Cosby now. Like if like that was like just true as word. And then they talking about like, yeah, he just give people quaaludes and all that. And it's like even if like let's say he was doing it, it's like he couldn't have been doing it for all the other years because they said quaaludes stopped. They stopped selling them at in
Mm.
like the 80s, something like I think they stopped selling them at the 80s, something like that. So it's just like, but like somebody you can see that have kind of did and have gotten away with it, still doing it like with like Charlamagne the God, like where he had caved his young girls, we got his young girl drunk and and had his, had his way with her and said that was
Mm.
okay and still getting away with it. He even said like with his wife, like first time they met, she was drunk. And
Dang.
it even you know, even had her on the phone or whatever like that. And like she corroborated the story. It didn't seem like she was, really comfortable with the whole thing,
Mm.
something didn't sound right.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I'm like, okay, I mean, Sean may been doing some weird stuff on this show anyway. You know,
Right.
like from one point, like sniffing a seat or like J Lo sat in or something like that.
Right. Bill Cosby confessed during the deposition process. It's documented. A legal doesn't negate his guilt. Well, I mean, you got a lot of them that tell the truth, but you got other people who ain't telling the doggone truth. They ain't saying nothing. They just getting away with murder, and
I
that's
mean, I
not
mean,
good.
well, like I said, I would say like what had been said on it, said like he, they say he incriminated himself, but I don't know about that. But it was just like they said he incriminated himself, and that was like they used the evidence from they used that statement from them that was supposed to go to court and use that to prosecute him. But I don't know. I don't know. But whether or not he did or not, it's just like the fact is there's still like a whole lot of people who are still out here who are out here in the media and people knowing they did it and still getting away with it. But it's like when it comes to these black celebrities or something like that, it's just like when they don't do what they want to do, now all of a sudden all this stuff just come out.
Oh yeah,
It's,
rightfully
it's, all,
so.
it's, all, there's a whole campaign.
You know how many people try and don't get justice for sex crimes against them,
Oh yeah.
adults and children. Like
Oh yeah.
95% of rapists are roaming freely in society. I agree with you both.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they get. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, they running. They getting off scot free.
Yeah. I mean, they had like one guy who they tried to get Ron Pulaski. He escaped to another country.
And trust and believe me, Donald Trump one of them too, because he
Mm.
getting off scot free. Why he used to be president, throwing all these other people in jail. They need to throw him in jail.
So I mean, he probably one of them at least. And I say this. I probably have people not like me for saying this, but I bet you Barack Obama probably doing it too on the low.
You know how many things that he committed? He committed
Yeah.
like almost 800 things.
Yeah, Obama used to like do drone attacks on American citizens, like but
Yeah,
like
but that's
people
but
won't
see
say,
that's
well,
but see that's drone. That he Barack Obama ain't did no sex offender stuff. He
well,
ain't did none of that.
not that we know about.
Yeah, not that we know because
Yeah,
we don't know their
that's what.
story.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why I said he probably did some stuff that we don't know about, and it just ain't out in the media.
Yeah, it ain't out the closet yet.
Because
Because you got these
because
closet people who still in the closet and don't want to
because
come out.
because like I said, Barack Obama part in the least too, so you know. As a matter of fact, he's definitely part of that group.
But
So
you
it's
know
like,
what?
so
Barack
no
Obama
telling.
and Barack Obama and Michelle was all about drugs. They ain't did what everybody else was doing. I know Jeff Epstein was like drugs and all of young women and stuff too. But when he was about to spill the beans on everybody else and Donald Trump, they hurried up and killed him in that doggone jail cell,
Yeah,
claiming this was
yeah,
doggone suicide.
yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. You can't now blow on them like it's like when they try to get Edward Snowden when he started like wanting to blow the
And
whistle. Everything. Edward Snowden was like he's smart enough to get out the country before he started telling.
Yeah, and one more thing. And speaking of Jeff Epstein, they claiming that he committed suicide. Another person in quotation marks committed suicide too. But this was the guy who, I think he owned something and he hid it in. I think it was a hotel in Miami, right? Now get
Yeah,
this. It was in a hotel in Miami, and so, I think the feds was after him. They was looking for what he was hiding, and nobody knew where it was it. And when his last words that he put on the internet said, "If you guys, I'm putting this up. If I'm dead, I'm putting this up." And yada yada. I hid something in the hotel and everything, and just letting you guys know that the feds are after me, which I mean, it was information that he was trying to spread to the world, what that the government didn't want him to spread, or whoever was after him, he was trying to tell the truth on something, and this is what so and so was doing, and they wind up. That's why they wind up demolishing that doggone hotel or their apartment building, whatever that was in Miami that was demolished last week. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, oh, so what? Then another one was because a submarine or whatever blew up in the sea, and I think it was the water line or something. A missile wind up going through that, and it wind up hitting the apartment, and that's when it collapsed. Like, you can't even tell which one was true and which one was fake, because you got so many stories that's telling about that doggone building coming down. And but to think about it, don't get me wrong though. Don't get me wrong, because I have a sense that that was no accident. A whole apartment building going down, really? That's just like the Twin Towers.
yeah. Even if you can say like those planes actually knocked down towers, which I don't believe because I seen a small planes that did no damage to the brick wall. So I know. them planes that can't do nothing to steal. But think of
Mhm.
and you know where they fell down didn't even add up because it went straight down when the planes came from an angle. But even if you can even if you say the planes did that, you can't explain like how the World Trade Center 7, which was away from that, which was far enough
Mhm.
away from that, got set on fire. You can't explain that.
Yep.
So I was like, you can't tell me like the fire that went all the way over there. I'm sorry, you just can't. You
Mhm.
can't make that make sense to me. I mean, I already knew it was something up there because I'm like, I seen like one of the smaller planes crash to a brick
Mhm.
wall, and I'm like, it did no damage. And I seen, and I looked, see them on two eyes, and I was like, it didn't even, it didn't even bring any kind of damage to a brick wall. So I'm like, these are steel towers made of steel. So I'm like, yeah, they could have did it. Even if you look at the pictures, it's obvious that it was just each of them levels were just blown up. And I'm like, it just doesn't add up. But it's like, yeah, if you
Mhm.
but if you start having opinions on it like I do, it's like you're you're a conspiracy theorist, which like it means obviously anybody that's that really is looking at it like it just doesn't it just doesn't add up if you really think about it logically. It doesn't. The facts don't add up. But
Mhm.
but like even like stuff like that. Like even when they had that missing plane. Like a lot of people didn't know. Like yeah, the reason why that plane was missing because it was the plane was cloaked. They had actually created some cloaking technology, and they had all the people who were involved in it. And all the people disappeared, and then next thing they couldn't find a plane. Then next thing you know, like there's a plane that's like from the same airline company but had a different number. They time to get blown up by a missile in Ukraine, and I was like, yeah, I mean, even though they didn't say it on news, but what I heard like that plane that blown up had like some rotted bodies on it. So I was like, if the bodies are rotted on that, that's probably like the people that were missing on that plane. But I remember like the show Blind Spot did it in like one of their first season episodes. They kind of like they kind of told it. They were like, son, they're trying to say like ISIS did it or whatever. But
Mhm.
I mean, of course they didn't say the group was ISIS, but from like them being Arab and them being an organization, of course they're gonna try to. Of course they're saying ISIS, even though ISIS is a U.S. is a U.S. based terrorist group, but let the government tell you they don't have nothing to do with that.
Right.
but 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 yeah when I mention when I say like elites, it don't even have to be like just people in the government, even though members of the elite are in the government, but it's just like yeah, when they want to try to get rid of some stuff, like of course they try to. Like that's like when like Ed Snowden was smart enough to get out of there, even though he was like Ed Snowden was like a low level CIA agent, even though he created a program that was spying on people. He felt guilty when he found out
Mhm.
he when he found out like that like people in the U.S. were being watched more than people in other countries. That was when he had a change of heart. But it was
You
but
and you know what? That's and then that's another thing. That's why that they claim that they making all these devices and all this other stuff and talking about some that oh we all being watched with the cell phones and stuff like that. Make sure y'all turn it off and all. I'm like, man.
if you turn it off, like the order like to have everybody, stop and watch. Everybody would have to turn off their cell phones. Like even if you don't have a cell phone, someone can, you could be tracked by using somebody else's cell phone or any other device that could, be seen. But I mean, the thing about it is, it's like, like people like that. Well, they're watching all the time. Yeah, you being watched, but it's not by a human. It's by
Mm-hmm.
AI. It's by an AI. Like person interest kind of. kind of showed y'all that if people paid attention when that show was
Mm-hmm.
on. It's like AI, like, cause there's no way humanly possible they can watch that many people, you know, all the time. It has,
They think it's coming from the dark web too, because they claim, oh, is it true that you can't rate you when you delete your videos and photos out of your phone, you're not like it's not all the way deleted. It goes to the dark web.
there's a dark web, but there's like deep web, cause like the web, the web we know, I think it's like either 1 or 10% of the World Wide Web. So like,
Mm-hmm.
the rest of that is like kind of, unrestricted. But there is some, darker parts where they
Mm-hmm.
show a lot of, horrible stuff. And but a lot of that's like unregulated, so not regulated. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you got all this other stuff going on too. You got what is that? You got you got the I guess the somebody wanted livers. You want people because people
yeah,
was asking for that stuff through the dark web. Like anybody got a liver, anybody got this, and I want a
yeah.
leg, I want an arm. Like, are you serious?
That's why I say like a lot of horrible stuff go on. And like I said, there's a dark web, but it's really called deep web. Like I think like dark web is like where like all the illegal activity happens and
Mm-hmm.
all that. But of course, not everywhere in there they're doing
Mm-hmm.
illegal activity, but it's just like the web that we have now. It's just like when we look at now, it's like the ones that can be more regulated. But that doesn't, of course, that don't mean like it can't, nothing can't still happen with you go on those platforms. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like when I say like and like like when I kind of just found out more about Aristotle, I was like, oh, I said I didn't know he was a CIA agent. Until I looked into him, like he was like a low level CIA agent,
Mm-hmm.
but I was
Right.
like, I'm like when he came out like in China, started exposing certain stuff. I'm like, I
Yeah.
said okay, I said okay, finally they're actually saying this, and nobody can't say it's a conspiracy theory no more. And
Yeah.
even after hearing that, people upset for about like 2 or 3 weeks, and then they went right back to normal. Like, oh yeah, it's like people don't even care. Like the government is like, well, the government or the government and the elites are just controlling lives. It's like think about it. Most people just wanna follow somebody. That's really
Yeah.
all they want to do. They don't.
That's
They don't.
exactly what that is.
Yeah. Because why would they have a government if they didn't want other people to do the thinking for them? That's pretty much what government is. They supposed to do the thinking that you don't want to do. As far as the country. So it's like that's why people elect them because like, oh yeah, well, we'll put y'all here to make all the decisions for us because we ain't got time. We don't got time to energy to do that. So just tell us what to do. We give y'all this power.
Yeah.
And then what they do, they just turn on. They don't even, it's like they don't keep the promise no more. Like even when they ask for your vote, they ain't even got to be nice to you no more. They just talk to you any kind of way. Like take Joe Biden. Joe Biden told you don't vote me, you ain't black, and
And
people still voted for him.
wait a minute. And I was
People
like,
still
what in
voted
the world? Why
for
would
him.
he say something like that out the doggone blue tomorrow? So if you don't vote for me, you not black. So what you trying to say though?
Well, he did already. As a matter of fact, Charlemagne was the one that interviewed him when he said that.
Wait, who?
Charlemagne the guy, he interviewed Joe Biden when he said that. He started Charlemagne the guy, like he was saying, yeah,
Oh,
you,
Osama bin Laden.
no, not. I said Charlemagne the guy when Biden said that.
Yeah, cause he used to be. What did he used to be like racist back then? But at
No, no,
least
no,
he
he,
But you know
well,
what? At
no,
least
no,
he
no, 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 no,
apologized
no, no, no.
though.
He no, he used to be racist. He's still racist. He just acting like he cool with black folks. Kind of like what like a lot of Democrats do. They pretend like they ain't racist, but they they pretend like they pretend like they cool with black folks. They need to vote. They need you to pretend like they need you to act like how you think that they're not racist anymore. He ain't used to be racist. He's
So
still
so
racist.
this is my thing. This
He
is my
he's
question
still
though.
racist.
This is my question though, because
Yeah.
that man actually is the only one that I've heard for the first time apologize that he was racist back then, and he need to
He
make it up to the
apologized, but
black people.
he could apologize if he want to. He did, black matter of fact, in that leaked audio he had with the civil rights leaders, he said
Oh,
he said he's not gonna do. He pretty much like said like he ain't gonna do that, baby. You say you should be happy. I just talked about your issues or whatever. Talking about like with the Charlotte thing. He said he said
mhm.
I talked about it. He said words matter. So pretty much he said yeah you. He said, "Black folks, you ain't getting no help from me. You on
And
your own."
I didn't. But you know what? To be honest, I didn't want to vote for neither one of them.
I mean, and I be thinking like, why do people keep like voting like it's gonna make a difference? Because at the end of the day, the
It's not gonna
electoral
make a
college,
difference.
yeah, the electoral college gonna pick whoever. So they gonna pick who they want. Like people think these
Yeah.
presidents are elected. No, they're selected.
And then I wish it was a third party.
I mean,
But
I mean, I mean,
every time when it's a doggone third party, they wind up getting shot up or getting sick or something like that. They don't want no doggone third party jiving up
why
against
not?
Republicans.
Why would they? Why would they? Because like
Yeah,
they
because right, and why wouldn't they? Because I
right
believe
because
they can make America greater. I mean, you got the Republicans and the
but the
Democrats going neck and neck with each other. Like what?
But you,
What?
think about it is they both on the same side. They can pretend like they hate each other. And I can be like, I sit there looking like, yeah,
Right? Like,
y'all playing this game, like
but
y'all.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all got this Obamacare, Trump care, whatever care. It's the same Medicare.
Right? Yeah,
It's the
I
same.
mean,
It's just in a different name.
but the
That's just like with COVID-19. That's the same sickness symptoms. It's just a different name.
but you know about like the whole thing is like even they. I mean, it's like they have like even if they really wanted third parties in there, they have like all the different parties in there, but they don't. And then on top of that, a lot of people don't know. And
She just
yeah,
said, "How do y'all feel about the
yeah,
Green
yeah,
Party?" Yeah,
yeah. I seen that, but
we was
let
just
me
talking about that's a third party.
let me finish real quick. Yeah, I was like saying like like it's like the fact is like even you don't have no third party to vote for, like there's a write-in option, even though it won't matter. There's a write-in option. Like
I,
you don't have to pick one or the other, but it's like the thing about it is I started seeing like the Democrats really just started really started down at black folks like when Hillary Clinton running president, like it's like she kind of played with a little bit how far she can go with disrespecting, because matter of fact Hillary Clinton used racial stereotypes to get the black folk. That was the one I found
you
odd.
about Bill or Hillary Clinton? Because
Hillary.
the last time I checked, Hillary Clinton called us predators.
Oh yeah, super predators, yeah,
And,
1996.
and that's another thing what ticks me off. You got all these people like her calling us predators, calling us the N word, calling us all these kind of names. But
But
when it comes to colonizer, they want to get all offended.
well, they should be offended. If they get offended by that word, you probably are one. But the thing about it was like Hillary Clinton, like hero is Margaret Sanger. If you don't know about her, she was the one who created Planned Parenthood, which was written designed to kill black babies. That was originally the whole point of that. But but then you
Who was trying to kill black babies?
like Margaret Sanders, she created Planned Parenthood for that purpose. That was the original purpose of Planned Parenthood.
Now let me ask you this: Who is George? Who is George? Sorrow, whoever his name is.
He's like some billionaire who likes he's some Jewish billionaire who likes to fund black organizations to stabilize and try to stabilize the
You said trying to save lives, but wait a minute, wait, wait,
no
wait,
no
wait,
not
wait.
not 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 sta- not stabilize like destabilize.
Stable.
Uh,
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on, because
destabilize.
my hold on, because my neighbor sent me this. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. He purposely like destabilizes like
But see this, but see
community.
this. This was posted back in 2014, and she just sent me this Wednesday.
Yeah, but
Somebody posted him saying, "I'm going to bring down the United States by funding black hate groups. We'll push
yeah,
them into a mental trap and take them and make them blame, the
yeah,
white people.
yeah.
The black people." And he's saying the black community is the
Yeah. Let me
easiest to manipulate. George Soros.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. I was saying he's trying to stabilize, like trying to stabilize the country by like putting these groups out here, and like like groups like like Black Lives Matter. A lot of people don't realize that. Well, they actually say it. They're a communist movement, and they don't care about keeping the black family together. Matter of fact, one of their mission goals is to to destroy the nuclear family. If you don't know what that is, that's like when people have a mother and a father in the home. So they are literally trying to. They are a communist movement trying to do that. They have no like they openly say they're communists. Like and it's like yeah, I kind of see that because don't none of these groups actually I mean this group doesn't actually help black people. And we used to try to talk about trying to help black people. That's when you get shut down. Like I've been to Philippines. I was like I don't even
Mm-hmm.
see I don't even see any real black unity. I mean like matter of fact I see it more for the Arabic community more than anything. Because
Yeah.
I see more rainbow flags than anything, Because I remember I went to like I was like performing at a my crew I performed with my crew at a Black Lives Matter rally like when they had like the whole defund the police movement going and I purposely turned the camera to show all those rainbow flags because I wanted to show that hey this is what's going on right here. I didn't say nothing about it. I just showed, I just showed the video, didn't say that. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, but I mean, even like during the event, it was like supposed to be about like this black dude guy who got killed by police, and they say, I'm seeing these signs like talking about, yeah, black trans lives matter, whatever. Which I mean, okay, yeah, they do matter, but that was that was not the point of the rally. You're just bringing your own stuff into it,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I mean, and like, like I said, I'm not trying to diminish what like that because I don't want that community to come at me because I really don't care to argue with you. I'll just ignore you. I mean, you really can't cancel me, but but I'm not looking to have that argument because I respect everybody, but it's just like that was what was going on. And I can see it like yeah, if that was like him and they said, we try to recognize like somebody else, but y'all just putting out this sign because I seen like yeah, it's like you in Black Lives Matter movement, you gotta be a black man to have a leadership position. You can only have a leadership position if the women allow you to have a leadership position. Like, like you have to have, I think I don't know if you have to have approval of them or not, but they pretty much own pretty much insisted pretty much put out there that oh we are a black woman centered organization, so they tell you yeah that's I mean they tell you that like straight up like so don't even think you're gonna be a black man trying to do stuff while you in Black Lives Matter because that ain't gonna happen. You don't
Mhm.
do what they tell you to do. That's what happening. Like I mean, I think like just like a few weeks ago, like one of the founders of the group, you know, had to step down because she bought a mansion and three high end homes with the
Yeah.
money they got from protests. I heard people saying four mansions, but it wasn't four mansions, just one mansion and three high end homes.
Mhm.
But she still had to step down from that. Like you know, I think I see one video on TikTok where like one dude was trying to say, well, ain't nobody black not doing that because boy, she'd be arrested. Well, apparently she did it because she stepped down, but she didn't get arrested.
Mm.
But I mean, when I see his profile, I say BLM because I think I see one of his videos from somebody else's channel. I wasn't gonna follow him until I seen that. I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. Yeah,
This is
I
why
don't.
I am so weary of protests. You never know who is there in the crowd and what they agendas might be. Of right.
Yeah, the thing about protests, like, you know, like protests are originally supposed to be like to get everyone's attention, like the real work happens like in the Congress, you know, like if not like you know, places where they can set laws, like in the you know the council
Hmm.
rooms and all that.
And
Like,
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I can understand what they going through and all this stuff, but I wouldn't be in a crowd of a protest because, like she said, ain't no telling what their agendas are because they can be starting stuff up there. They can be shooting. They'll shoot you right in your back
yeah,
without you even knowing it. You don't even
and
know.
yeah.
They can be a Lee Harvey Oswald for all I know.
Well, I mean, thing about Harvey Oswald, he was actually framed for that, but you know, of course, you know, he was because he was a low level CIA agent who had gotten framed. You see how they made him disappear real quick. You know,
He
uh,
yeah, he made John F. Kennedy disappear real quick.
he had nothing to do with that. He was actually trying to stop it.
Who, Lee Harvey Oswald?
He ain't killed JFK.
I thought he did. I thought he did
That,
kill
that that's
him.
that's what that's that's what the government wants you to think he killed him. The government wants you to think he killed him, but no, he didn't kill him. Like,
Oh, okay,
cause
okay.
like,
Wait.
cause like, cause like, cause like, cause
Okay.
like, cause like, think about it, like everybody who was like involved with that, like actual, you know, killing them, they all dead. I
I
mean,
wonder
like,
who the person really killed him because I think the president did something.
well, it was like really because JFK was about to get rid of all these like private companies, like the CIA, like the IRS and all that, and you know, he was. He was trying to use like whatever little power he had to try to do it, and they took him out I remember watching this one video where like it was like this whole documentary kind of talking about it. And it was like one of the people involved with him was Woody Harrelson's father. He was like saying, man, he said you had all the mafia guys right there, you know, up top, you know, ready to ready to shoot him, whatever, ready to take him out. And said we all shot and we all missed. And like thing about it was like where he got shot from up under sewer. That's why his head flew up.
Mm-hmm.
And like the guy that was behind it, he was the guy who did it was a CIA agent, but they kind of hid his identity. I mean, they found out. I mean, of course, they found out later, but you know, they had hid his he was able to get away with it. And like the footage they had right there, they doctored the footage. That's why you didn't see like the one cop like point down the sewer while everybody was pointing up at the buildings or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they killed him like and to my surprise, I kind of found it. I mean, they kind of revealed who he was, but they, you know, of course, you know, they don't have it like set in stone, but like from like a figure that kind of looked like a former president. You know, I mean, before he became president, like a younger version of him. It was it was suspected that like George Bush Senior had was the mastermind behind the plan.
Lord Jesus Christ.
I
Don't
mean,
even
they
get
said,
me started on him.
but the thing about it is, ain't no, no definite proof. So I'm
Mm.
gonna say that ain't no definite proof. But they say like figure it looks similar to his, and at one of the places. And then it's like the way they try to cover it up was so sloppy. I'm just surprised. Like how did y'all not catch these folks? But then think about it, like a lot of people in the government were in on it. So it's just like no matter how sloppy it was, they still managed to to sweep it
Mm.
under the rug because like they tried to they killed him. Then they tried to. I guess they lost about it, so they tried to kill somebody else and look like him.
And you know what the thing is? You got all these.
And then it didn't shoot him the right way. So everybody immediately found out that wasn't him. It
Mm.
wasn't, and it was just like the whole thing, like cause like they put the wrong box in the wrong place, and that was why that's why John Lennon Baines was like went out there started talking with people and all that to distract everybody while they were trying to fix their mistake, which they still didn't. But I mean they still couldn't. And I mean certain people guys like got locked up whatever, like the people who were actually responsible were got off scot free. And I think like when it's supposed to I think it's supposed to be coming out like I think it's supposed to details will come out in 2040 or something like that. I can't remember the exact year that they're supposed to release this information, which tell you right there that it already sounds shady because they got the person. Why they need to wait till certain wait that long for that evidence to come out? If it,
Mm-mm-mm.
if Lee Harvey Oswald did it, then there shouldn't be no need to hold on to the
Right.
evidence that long.
And then I saw on the History Channel when they said that they claimed that he shot John F. Kennedy. They didn't shoot him through the movie theater. It was at an old military it was at an old barn where they stored military weapons and stuff at. It was like somewhere behind there. It wasn't even 200 it wasn't even 200 feet away.
Yeah, like it's like some stuff like that. I mean, of course, we know Lyndon B. Johnson ain't wasn't no wasn't no fan of his. I'm just like,
Mm.
then I be kind of surprised like how people be trying to say, oh yeah, he's such a great man. He signed the civil rights bill. I'm like, he signed that civil rights act because he liked black people. I mean,
Yeah.
matter of fact, he was still racist. He didn't like black people. He just kind of like say, okay, well, give you what you want, but it's just like, yeah, it's like, I mean, he pretty much like said, like, hey, I signed this bill. I'm gonna have, I'm gonna have y'all vote for me for the next 200, voting Democrat for the next 200 years.
Right.
Said in a closed door conversation, had these niggas vote for me the next 200 years.
I know that's right. Shoot.
But and I was like, man, yeah, I said, don't tell me he,
Mm.
I mean that's what I'm saying. Like people be like, thinking these racists are like good folks, and like going back to Biden, like Biden's mentor
Mm.
was was a Senator Robert Byrd, and I mean, even though they say that he was a grand wizard, there's not much proof actually proving that. So it was proven that he was in the Klan, but they don't say what his position was. So I'm gonna say your Klan members just so like fact check. It was like, oh, you're wrong. It's he wasn't a grand wizard. Yeah, but he was still in the Klan. And
Mm-mm.
I mean, and like people don't even like even mention like the fact that Joe Biden like voted against desegregation multiple times because he was a senator back then. But I mean, it's just like people say, oh well, he apologized. Yeah, he apologized, but he's still racist. Why being racist? Still being racist. Like it's just like like with like when it comes to Democrat Party is like very racist with black people. They pretend like they cool, which but they don't like black people. They actually worse than Republicans. At least Republicans, you kind of see the racism coming. See it, but it's just like with Democrats, you don't see it until you make them mad or something like that, and then they tell you how they really feel about you. But it's just yeah. I mean, it's just like those two parties. They all like good friends and all that. So it's like matter of fact, most of them are family. Like I mean, this ain't no secret. You get Google search can tell you everything. Like all part of this family, which is all related to the Queen of England. I mean, it's like think about it. It's like if they choose you to be president, you either got to be a part of the family, or you got to be down with the family. Like Trump. Yeah, Trump was a part of that family. Like so was Obama, so was Hillary. Now, like Joe Biden, he is a part of the family, but he down with the family. But as far as that, like there's there's like a lot of it's like a lot of stuff like that going on, and I'm just like, yeah, I said I don't see how people can still still like just like easily forgive Biden after the stuff he said about like black folks. Like even if he apologized, he's still doing the same thing. Like I mean, even when he had that conversation with the civil rights leaders, that was like before he got inaugurated, and it was a leaked conversation, so he wasn't like we weren't even supposed to hear that. And then like to see these so-called civil rights leaders after the audio being leaked, they was like, oh yeah, we had such a great conversation, such a great guy. I said, he just talked down to you and told you, he ain't gonna help black folks, so you better be cool with it. While Kamala is sitting right beside him, being quiet as a church mouse. Kamala, who have dedicated her life to locking up black folks and doing them wrong, and while like the whole time she wasn't claiming to be black, but then when she ran for vice president, now she's black. You didn't want nothing to do. Now when you can find how to use your advantage, now you want to be cool with you. Hey, you got your first female vice president. Hey, big ups to that. But I mean, don't change the fact that you're a horrible. Don't change the fact she's a horrible person. But yeah, big ups to that. But it's just like you got. I mean, I remember people got mad at me because I said I would never vote for Hillary Clinton. So, oh, you don't like her because she's a woman? No, I don't like her because she's a terrible person. And I think people, like most people didn't like Hillary either because she's a terrible person. But a lot of people just voted for her because they didn't want to vote for Trump. Which I say, hey, so you don't have to vote, but then people try to act like, well, if you don't vote, you can't say nothing. I was like, yeah, I can. I mean, that's freedom of speech. And I mean, and in some, and really, what that is like, kind of voter intimidation, just like what they tell you, what they were doing this whole thing last year, where say if you don't vote for Biden, you're voting for Trump. Even if you vote independent, you're voting for Trump. Like I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Because how you gonna call yourself voting for Trump if you're not actually voting for him? Like I said, hey Shay, how you doing? I didn't want you to think I didn't see you. Yeah, it just makes me, so irritated when I see that. But yeah, get on here. Yeah, but I think I've been in here long because I really didn't plan on being on here that long. Oh yes, what's going on. But yeah, I'm about to get ready Yeah, now Fabi still with us? Nah, she out. I don't know. She gone, but we, oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm about to get ready to go, but thank you for coming through. Let me give shout outs. Shout out to of course, shout out to the guest favor. Shout out to 12 L. Shout out to Misunderstood. Shout out to Von D. Shout out to Candy. Shout out to Mr. DJ Music. Shout out to Tyrone. Shout out to Schooner. And shout out to Shay. So thank y'all for coming through. I hope that y'all have a great day. I don't know if this live will be back up or YouTube give me another strike, but be another strike, Of course, I would say F YouTube. Uh, and I'll probably end up downloading this. So I'm gonna leave it up. I hope you don't get taken down. But last time, you couldn't talk about any you know any other solutions to the virus. So yeah, yeah. I'll see y'all guys later. Hope you have a great night. Hope y'all enjoy the chat on this about vibration people, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Have a great day or great night. What do you want to put it?